Hell yeah, this party just keeps getting better. The more the merrier.
At Sunset Shadow became a lately. At Sunset Shadow celebrates 15 months of membership. Well, looky here, 15 months already. Cool face emoji.
I'm trying to find a good song to get the mood right. Gotta get some good mood music in here. And thank you, Sunset Shadow. 15 months. That's crazy. That's like enough to get engaged to someone. Not that we're gonna get engaged. You know what I mean now. You know what I mean. Sorry, I'll stop being weird for a second here. I gotta find this darn good music. Let's see here. No, that wasn't a really good, Oh, this is a good one. Let's try this.
At Amazon, hourly employees earn an average of...
No, they're not. Amazon, nice try. Nice try. Let's go!
The midnight train going anywhere. Just a city boy, born and raised in South Detroit. He took the midnight train going anywhere. Cheap perfume for a smile
Let's go.
No longer afraid to tell you that I need you, and I wish that you would come back for more.
Yep. Clap it up. Let's go. Oh, man. Never, ever does that get old. That's all I'm going to say. But I don't know why. I always love that intro. It's like so like bop, bop, bop. Let's go. You know what I'm saying? So let's go. We're gonna get a little romantic up in here tonight. And that's okay. Nothing wrong with that. Lying beside you, here in the dark, feeling your heartbeat with mine. Softly you whisper, you're so sincere. How could our love be so blind? We sailed on together, we drifted apart, and here you are by my side. So now I come to you with open arms, nothing to hide. Believe what I said. So here I am with open arms, hoping you'll see what your love I hope it's not too loud. I hope it's even. Living without you, living alone. These empty houses seem so cold. Wanting to hold you, wanting you now. How much I wanted you home. But now that you come back tonight into day, I need you to stay. Thank you, Rajira. So now I come to you with open arms, nothing to hide. Believe what I say. So here I am with open arms, open. You'll see what you love means to me. Open arms. It's Monday. Oh boy, what's up, guys and gals and all you guys in betweens? What's up? This is my name's lately I like to tell things on the internet. Hello, TikTok. What's up? How y'all doing? By the way, timey-wimey, you accidentally banned a friend of mine over on TikTok, so I don't know how to unban someone. But it was Tourist Trouble. Tourist Trouble. That's actually a friend of mine. I know her in person, so I know that you're doing your job, you know. But yeah, me and her like to give each other shit all the time. But she's safe. She's safe. So we'll have to figure out how to get her unbanned or unblocked off of TikTok. Other than that, what's up? How's it going? What y'all doing today? What's up? What's up? What's up? Can we bring back the Budweiser What's Up? That was really cool. I really enjoyed that. I also have now a third monitor here that is nothing but my Discord, because I know that sometimes some of y'all message me on Discord while I'm live streaming, and typically I totally miss it because I'm never looking at that. I'm either looking at the video we're watching, I'm either looking at the monitor that shows me what stream we have. This is literally here just to be a background, so I can't do nothing with that. So now I got a third computer sitting here. It's just an old laptop I found and put it back together. I found it in a dumpster, actually. Pretty cool, huh? And then changed out the hardware. Hey, Draco, I see you over on TikTok. How you doing? How you doing, girl? But I don't know. I didn't even talk to Phallic. I don't even know if there's a docket. Let me check real quick. Do we got a docket up on her? We never know. I know she did. She typically updates the docket just out of habit. But with that said, she's been very busy lately, so you never know. Okay. She did. This was meant for November 5th, but that's why we love Phallic. Phallic's always getting it done, doing that work. So let's do some, before we do hot topics, though, we got to do roll call.
Let's take a roll here. Jay Quellen. Where's Jay Quellen at? No Jay Quellen here? Yeah.
Do you mean Jacqueline?
Okay. So that's how it's gonna be.
That's how it's going to be. Jake Quellen, I don't know what we're going to do with you, girl. You just seem to just do your own thing every single day. We are completely lost without you. Yeah, the one with the frogs. Well, no, the one with the frogs I think was Budweiser. But the one that was like, what's up, was the guy who, he'd be like, hey, yo, is this, yo, Jimmy? And he'd be like, yo, Jimmy. And he'd be like, what's up? up? And then he would be like, what's up? And then he'd be like, yo, Freddie, pick up the phone. He was like, yeah. And he'd be like, what's up? And he'd be like, what's up? And then all three would be like, what's up? At the same time. It's, yeah. It's a boomer thing, but I think it's still funny. Personally. The frog, yeah, the frogs, as Roger says, does the Budweiser. Budweiser. So we had some family drama I don't really want to talk about on here, but I just want to let you guys know that that's kind of, it's a big deal that's going on, and I don't know, it involves my daughter and my daughter's mom, and we're going to have to handle that. I don't know if, like, the judge would really be happy if I was talking about it online, so I'm not going to, but just know that there's a lot going on with me currently that I'm trying to deal with. So if I'm a little out of sorts, that's why. What's up, Sweet Goth? Good to see you. Now that's from Scary Movie with Shorty. Yeah, they copied the Budweiser commercial, Mystic. They copied the Budweiser commercial. That's where they got it from, so. All right, we got Mr. Gaming in the house tonight. Sunset Shadow is here. Thank you for 15 months, Sunset. That's so cool. Mystic Gaming 245. Oh, I said Mystic Gaming. I'll say it twice. I don't care. I'm not afraid to say it twice. Kim Jacobs in the house. And Teleshion Shift. Jaqueline. Rajajajira. Always making sure that my songs sound good when I'm singing them, so I appreciate her. Yeah, with Sunset. Wazza! Blue Jays in the house, the bluest of all Jays. Timey Wimey is in the house. Thank you, Timey, for checking to see if you could fix that. Taurus Trouble. Yeah, she's a friend of mine in real life. And she was all upset. She's like, I got banned from your TikTok. I was like, she probably didn't realize I knew you. It's okay. She's just looking out for me because there are sometimes mean people on there that will definitely go on there and say mean stuff because they don't know me. They don't care, right? Who am I? I'm nobody to them. I'm nobody. Maya Draco Lazowski, are you warm, EG? It's actually pretty chilly out. Are you talking about the newsy hat? Sometimes I just bust this out because it's very comfortable. Very, very comfortable hat. But other than that, I have really no clue why I wear it. I don't think it's like exactly the hottest hat, but I think it's kind of cool. I like it. It's like, what was that? Peaky Blinders. Yeah, it makes me feel like I'm a Peaky Blinders. The Daniels Crew, where did you find the music? So that's AI Soul music. So I just find covers of real songs that were done over with AI Soul. Make sure everybody gives their hearts and prayers out to Daniels Crew because she's going through a tough time right now. I'm not putting her business out on the internet, but just know that as a community, show as much support to her as you possibly can because she's going through something right now that, you know, most people should never have to go to. And as a community, we need to come behind her and support her because she supports this channel like nobody else. And for that reason alone, I want everyone to just collectively show as much support for her as you possibly can. If you need anything at all, Daniel's Crew, you just reach out to me, let me know, okay? Maybe if we do like some kind of fundraiser for you or something, you just let me know if you need any help with that at all. Janie Minaj is in the house tonight. I never know what to do after that. I'm always like, what do I do after that now? And I think that teased everybody. I think I got everybody. You're very welcome. As much support as you've thrown me, Daniel's Crew, I'm happy to do whatever I can to try to help you with whatever it is you're going through. Again, it's not my story to tell. It's Daniel's Crew, so that's up to her if she wants to talk about it with anybody. But just make sure you guys shower her with love and any kind of support that you can because, yeah, it's a real tough time for her right now. And, you know, again, she's just been so supportive of the channel, so let's make sure that we let her know that we appreciate it. Oh, man, Summer Kilbane getting here just in time before roll call ends. You're not tardy for the party, Summer. You just made it. We're good, but thank you. Okay. Prayers are helpful. All right. Say some prayers for Daniel's Crew. Send her some well wishes. And it's just a hard situation for everybody and not a situation I want anybody to be in, especially people who I care about, like you guys that watch this all the time. But anyway, we're getting back into the H3h3 stuff tonight. We got to finish the Madison versus H3 debate, and then we're going to watch her response that she had put out that was an apology to other people. And then I actually found a video of a girl that did a Madison style video about Madison, and I thought that was pretty interesting, so I thought maybe we'd do that. And then that's probably all we got on the docket tonight. But before we do that, let's do some hot topics, because we got a story that I think will be interesting, because we covered something that had to do with this before.
So let's talk about it. It's time for Hot Topics.
Wake up.
Wake up. Nothing is out of context. I am an Islamist, fundamentalist, radical terrorist. I am.
Oh my God, Hassan, dude, what the hell, bro? Bro needs to calm down. Why are you admitting that to people online? I think the FBI or Homeland Security would be very interested in that statement, so I don't know why he just goes out and says that all the time. But anyway, let me make sure the reaction channel's not in a complete disarray, because I did do, as you guys know, I run like a monster truck league that I'm in charge of. So anyway, all right, let's take a look here. So this is a video, or not a video. This is so Legal Mindset, which is a guy that we know of from h3h3. He's a lawyer. He covered a lot of h3h3 stuff. He covers a lot of drama and approaches it from a legal aspect. So, like, he'll talk about whether or not, like, someone's got an opportunity to sue, or an opportunity to, like, if they actually have a case with something. This is just will not do. I need to fix this. What's this? Okay, there we go. All right. There we go. I'm going to move myself over. Wait, no, I'm too far over now. I'm too far over. Okay, how do I fix this? Okay, okay. I think I might be out of focus, though, now. Might be out of focus. I'm not sure, though. I'm not 100% sure. But, all right, let's try that for right now. Because TikTok doesn't like when you're down in the corner for some reason. TikTok wants to see you active and stuff. And I've seen a couple other streamers do this style of stream, and I always kind of thought it was kind of neat doing it over here, you know? But I do need to put this back together, because it is a mess. This whole thing is just a total, utter mess. And I don't even know where any of this stuff is. Okay, there's that. So we can put that there. And I think they typically make this smaller and put it up in the corner here. We'll just do with it. We'll do this for now. We'll do it live. F it, we'll do it live. So Legal Mindset, as I said, is a YouTuber. He's a lawyer. I don't know which one comes first. It seems like he's making more money doing YouTube, probably, because he covered all the h3h3 stuff between Casey Tron, who, by the way, called me out, and there's a whole video on that. Go check that out. Nobody's watching that video. I don't know why, because I thought it was pretty interesting, our back and forth with Casey Tron. But Miskiff is going to lose this lawsuit, because Miskiff is suing Legal Mindset. And I'm not sure why. I guess it's probably due to a video that Legal Mindset put out, so that'd be fun to watch at another time. So it says Miskiff is going. So Legal Mindset put out this tweet here, and I'm pretty sure that Legal Mindset knows, because Legal Mindset is a. I don't know. Wait, is he even suing? Hang on, I gotta read the docket one more time, real quick. Let me go back here, because I gotta read the docket one more time and make sure, because she usually puts me. Okay, so Miskiff is suing. Okay, he's not suing Legal Mindset. This is why I should read more before I go and start chirping my mouth off. So, correction. I want to be very clear. Correction. All right, we don't spread misinformation on this channel. That's not what we do here. But correction. Miskiff is suing Emily. So he's suing Emiru for defamation. You know how she came out and said that he like did all this stuff to her, which I believe Miru more than Miskiff, because Maya has confirmed, another streamer, that Miskiff does do this type of stuff, where he will literally be driving the car really, really fast when they're in danger and stuff, and they've confirmed it. A lot of other people confirmed it. So Miskiff is going. So Legal Mindset, who is a lawyer, I think I said that about 19 times now. Miskiff is going to lose this lawsuit so hilariously. I will need to supersize my popcorn for this one. He has opened himself up to complete reputational destruction while suffering the pain of discovery and legal fees. Been traveling, but will review on my next stream. So, we did cover this, right? We took a look at Miskiff's response, and we took a look at Amiru's response to them breaking up, and Mizkif apparently tried to like force himself on Emiru when she was crying, and then Emiru was into it at first, but then all of a sudden she was like, "Oh, I'm not, you know, I don't think I want to do this." And then Mizkif got up and said, "I feel weird now. I'm gonna leave," which I feel like most guys in that situation probably would. I don't know what he was thinking though, trying to start making out with a crying girl. I think that maybe he just let his feelings. Like maybe he just read the situation wrong, but yeah, typically when a girl's crying, it's not the best time to start trying to put your hands down her pants. I'm just saying, you know, going out on a limb here. I know it might be might be a hot take, but that's what I think anyway. You should probably not be putting your hands down the pants of a girl who's crying because you guys just broke up and stuff. So first off, and another thing is too, I don't know how Mizkif is dating these girls, because I think that at the end of the day, he's not like a crazy attractive guy, but I think that these streamers like to date one another because, well, that's just what they do, I guess. They don't want to date normies. They want to date someone else with their social status, right? So, hey, Phallic, there you are. I was wondering if you were going to show up. Thank you for getting... I'm doing the docket that you gave me from the 5th, but I never got to, so thank you for putting that together so we have something to talk about. So this is a carryover from that. But this is what the lawsuit states here. In the United States District Court for the Western District of Texas, Austin Division, Matthew blank whatever, and Mizkif Enterprises. So that's, I guess that's his real name, and that's his name here. Is the plaintiff versus Emiru Zach. Is that that's not Asmongold, right? OTK Media, One True King. So he's suing OTK, who dropped him for like all this stuff that's going on with them right now. And honestly, I can't blame them for dropping him because he's making a fool of himself doing this whole thing. I'll give you a women's opinion on him. I'm sure you will. It's probably harder to date someone who doesn't know the business, like a fellow creator. Maybe. Well, I'm available, Emiru. I'm just saying, you know, I know I'm unk. I'm just kidding. What is she like? She's like 25, 26. That's not too bad. It's not too much for me. I'm in my 30s. I'm good. I'm just kidding. I don't think that Emiru's going to date. I would date Maya, though. She's gorgeous, and I think she's older. Or is she younger? I don't know. Maybe I should stop saying anything about any of these girls. I ain't dating no under 21, though. That's my limit, all right? I don't date no youngins. Okay, been there, done that. I'm old. I'm an old head. My party days are behind me. But if you want a nice guy that'll sit in and watch a movie with you, I'm available. I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. I'm just, I don't know what else to say other than the fact, because this thing is so short. The segment needs to be longer. So now I'm talking about my dating life. Come now, plaintiffs, Matthew. Why does it say come now? That's weird. Is that something like, is that like legal jargon? Come now, come one and all. Not you, Maya. Not you, Maya Draco Lazowski. There's another streamer named Maya. But I don't know, play your cards right, Maya. Who knows? I'm just getting worse and worse and worse. I just see Timey unblocking everybody right now. Just reblock them as they offend. Just Tor is Trouble is a friend of mine, so you don't have Tor is Trouble. You don't have to unblock everybody else. And most of those people I have blocked are typically people who've tried sending me like scam stuff. So it says plaintiff Mizkif and Mizkif Enterprises, collectively plaintiffs complaining of the Emily, Zach, OTK Media Inc., DBA, One True King, Mythic Talent Management, and Mythic Games. Plaintiffs respectfully show the court. So I don't know what the... Can I find this? Can I actually find this docket? I want to see the whole thing. That would be sick. That'd be so sick if I could find that whole thing. Let me see here. Is this further? Top strip trainers, files, defamation lawsuit. Okay, so this will be a little more... I gotta fix the stream now. Because I gotta fix it, that's why. Because it's out of, you can't actually see the actual article that I'm reading. Oh, well, you guys can't accuse me of just making up stuff. So Austin, one of the biggest names on Twitch, is taking legal action against 2 other high-profile streamers and several gaming companies. So Matthew Ronaldo, I guess now we know his name, known to millions online as Mythgift. That's not me doxing him. That is literally in an article. Okay, it's in a press article, so don't get mad at me. I am not doxing him or anything. I mean, he filed this lawsuit, so. One in the chat if you want to watch movies with EG. Yeah, we could do that. What do you want, like, do that in, like, Discord? We could do that. Why not? Oh, by the way, last night was the best I've done in my online Monster Truck Racing League. I got second in freestyle, and I got to the semifinals in racing. Let's go, guys. I am now in 4th place. 4th place, like the 4 Horsemen. Let's go. I don't have the attention span to even watch a whole movie. We watched a movie before, I think, right? We watched that one movie with the American Samurai or something like that, where it was like a Mortal Kombat type movie. That was pretty cool. But YouTube does have a lot more movies on it now, so we can watch them. We can't watch them, obviously, online or streaming, but we can watch them through Discord, I think. Anyway, Matthew Ronaldo, known to millions as Misgift, has filed a lawsuit in federal court against Emily Beth Shunk. Oh, my God. Everybody's getting their names doxed now. Known online as Emaru, Zach Hoyt, known as Asmongold, and 3 companies, OTK Media, Mythic Talent Management, Inc., and King Gaming Labs. According to the complaint, most parties involved are based in the Austin area. KXON has reached out to the defendants involved in the complaint. We will update this story when we hear back. Did Asmongold speak on this? I'm pretty sure that Asmongold has talked about this live on his channel before. The lawsuit stems from allegations made by Shunk during an October 24th live stream where she accused Ronaldo of psychological and domestic abuse, stalking, harassment, sexual assault, and threats of blackmail, which we all saw when we did a cover of this. Like, we covered this story, so it is something that we are familiar with. The filing further alleges that Hoyt repeatedly called Ronaldo an aggressor and abuser during his own live streams, amplifying the accusations to millions. Now, Willie Mac Show actually put out a video about this, which was actually pretty good, and just shows just how silly Mizkiv's being during this whole situation. And it's really bad. Like, I can think maybe one of the top terrible responses. I don't know if this guy's just desperately trying to say whatever he can to make himself look like he's not bad. I haven't updated the docket with that bit, but this is an ongoing situation. Yep, thank you. I mean, we haven't covered this yet, so it worked out, Phallic. So thank you. Salutes to Phallic in the chat for putting together the docket. The filing further alleges that Hoyt repeatedly called Ronaldo an aggressor and abuser during his live streams, amplifying the accusations of millions of viewers. Ronaldo claims these statements are false and have accused significant harm to his reputation and career. Shortly after live stream, OTK Media, co-founded by Ronaldo, so he was one of the people who put together OTK, One True King, and I don't know who the one true king of them is, but I guess they consider themselves kings because they stream and people watch. I don't know. I don't feel special because some people watch me stream talking smack online. And I think, personally, I think I'm a better streamer than all of them. Maybe not Asmongold, but I'm definitely better than Mizkiv. Like, I put together some serious entertainment value here, right? None of them guys come in with a song and a dance, right? I'm a true entertainer when I'm live. And you can take that right to the bank. I should be the one true king. I am the OTK. Thank you. I'll be here all night. Anyway, shortly after the live stream, OTK co-founder Ronaldo sent the termination letter citing the nature of Emiru's allegations and announced he was reclaiming more than 1 million shares of the company's stock without compensation. The complaint asserts that no contractual breaches occurred. Mythic Talent and King Gaming Labs. I think this guy is just self-destructing, personally. Also claims breaches and demanded Ronaldo owed more than $600,000 to Mythic for management fees. Ronaldo is seeking damages for reputational harm, lost earnings, and emotional distress. The exact amount of monetary damage has not been disclosed. So this is the lawsuit that they were basically saying that he's filing. Love your singing, thank you. This is, I don't see how Miss Kip's going to win this. I don't. My bullshit detector typically goes off when I think someone's lying, and nothing about the way that Emiru said any of the allegations that she said. You guys know I'm not afraid to call out someone if I think they're full of shit. I think Emiru is telling the truth. I think she's telling the truth 100%, that Mizkif was abusive, was aggressive, verbally abusive. I don't know if he like hit her or anything, but he definitely was abusive in that he would drive the car very, very fast, risking her life and his life just to try to scare her into, I guess, falling in line or something. I don't personally understand it, but yeah, not a good situation to be in at all. And I hope that Mizkif gets absolutely reamed out, because I think what he's doing now is just straight up bullying Emiru. I think that's what he's doing. He's bullying Emiru and trying to silence her. And I think it's bullshit, personally. I think it's crap that that he's trying to countersue her for coming out and talking about how he was abusive of her. Anyway, that's all we got for Hot Topics. A nice short one today, folks. Not a whole lot going on. Not at least not until Phallic tells me what's going on, because Phallic tells me what's going on the internet. And it is, like Sunset Shadow said, it's just weird. You know, if you guys got opinions about this, put it in the chat. But I think you're absolutely right. It's weird. The bullshit detector detected bullshit. I like that one. Yeah. The lie detector test determined the bullshit detector detected that she's telling the truth, and that Mizkif is the liar. You know, the funny thing is, like, Mizkif didn't even like lie. He just straight up like told them the truth about you know, like craziness that's going on in his life. But anyway, let's get ready for. Well, anyway, that's Hot Topics. Anyway, I was gonna say.
So let's talk about it. It's time for Hot Topics.
Wake up.
Wake up. Nothing is out of context. I am an Islamist, fundamentalist, radical terrorist. I am.
All right, I'm back. Sorry, I thought I heard something for a second there. Okay, so I did promise that we were going to get to the rest of the h3h3 stuff with What's-Her-Face. So let's get that up here. Why is this computer turning off again and again and again? No, don't go to sleep. Yeah, wake up. Wake up. I need to turn this thing on so that it does not go to sleep on me while I'm streaming. So just bear with me for a second here as I hop into the settings of this computer here and tell it not to go to sleep while I am streaming, because that is annoying. And ain't nobody got time for that. Okay, I totally forget where this button is. I know it's in display. Or no, it's an energy saver, isn't it? It is. Haha. See? I figured it out. I knew I'd figure it out at some point. Pretty sure anyway, it's an energy saver. Or it's in sleep mode? Like, when does it go to sleep? Power, sleep, and battery settings. That's where I need to go, right? So, this is it. Screen sleeps. After 10 minutes? No, sorry, Bob. After 3 hours. How about that? How about that? Turn my screen on battery. Never. Yeah, just never. Never turn that thing off. Oh, no. Never here. Turn my screen off. Never there. And then on battery, we can say like 1 hour, because this thing the battery doesn't even work in this thing, if I'm being honest. It doesn't. So, okay. So now it should just stay on for me. Perfect. Fix that. Crisis averted, guys. It's the voices. There is voices. I am hearing things. And it may or may not be the voices. I cannot confirm nor deny that the voices are speaking to me right now. But we have other things to get to tonight. So let me find where I'm at in... No, and I don't want to use Opera GX. That thing is a power hog. So I just want to go here. We're going to go to YouTube. I got so many keyboards. I got like a whole... I look like I'm like some type of like major hacker with the amount of screens I got going in front of me. It's pretty nuts, if I'm being honest. Okay, so I think this was under h3h3 verse Cruel World. Now we did get through most of this. Okay. It did save where I stopped, I'm pretty sure. No, it did not. It certainly did not. Does anybody remember where we were in this thing? Okay, I'm gonna come here. We're just gonna start where the most viewed and the most watched is. I think that'd be a good spot to start here. So this is Ethan Klein of H3H3. You know him. You love him. I need to fix this though real quick. I have everything all out of sorts right now. Because I had the event thing this weekend. Come on. Behave yourself. I hate that I gotta use the arrows to get it to be exactly where I want it to be. Here we go. That's there. That goes there. Okay, we're getting somewhere now. I know you guys can't even see anything that I'm doing right now because I am I'm doing it before I show you. But you guys will see. You will indeed see. You get that browser up there so that you got chat. There we go. I think that's good there. Just a little bit of chat. What else? Oh, images. Yeah, there we go. We need images. And alert at the top so that if anybody super chats, it gets shown. There we go. Look at that. Voila. All better. So much better, right, guys? Isn't that great? Isn't that so much more enjoyable to the eyes and the ears? Do you like Jews? Yeah, I like Jews. What's wrong with Jews? I'm finally back. My internet turned off for like 20 minutes. Well, I'm glad that you're back, Summer. I'm glad that you're back. What a weird question to ask. Do you like Jews? Do you like the Jews? Because I don't like the Jews. I am finally back. My internet. Wait, you typed it twice. It's confusing. I guess your internet's not all the way back. Anyway, let's get back to this thing here before the chat gets any weirder. It's like we got Adolf Hitler in the chat today, I guess. Got Adolf Hitler in the chat. I like the Jews, but I don't like the Welsh. Oh, okay. What are I don't even know what the Welsh is, honestly. I know what the Quakers are. Pennsylvania Quakers. That's like that. The guys on the oatmeal box. Anyway, as I was saying, hopefully this works right off the bat, and I don't have to mess with the sound at all.
Narc, there's nothing inherently wrong with that, right?
There we go.
Because what I've tried to say through the video is this is what online commentary is. Is that, you know, does that mean I'm co-signing that online commentary automatically if I do that?
If you don't, and the way you use that, yes.
Okay, so I'm gonna go back just a little bit because apparently this is where it gets a little more juicier. So obviously we're picking up where we left off last time. So they're basically having a conversation discussing Madison's video, and she's doing a piss poor job of defending herself, and that's basically where we're at. So now you're all caught up if you missed it. I do have this posted over on EG Lately Live. If you missed the first half, watch that before you watch this, or you could just watch this if you're a rebel.
People being super understanding and caring, and like never weaponizing that or making me feel other for that. Until I met these snarkers, who now have used it, including Anissa and this guy here especially, who have used it as a point of criticism. My neurological disorder I was born with that I can't control, that has been a huge obstacle in my life. Sitting in front of a camera with this,
that coughing is part of that.
Is participating in the weaponization of a truly debilitating neurological disorder I've got, right? And this is I have never been the victim of this. I would never even, imagine of accusing someone of being ableist when it comes to me. But you truly are participating in an ableist harassment campaign that presupposes that my uncontrollable neurological disorder, Tourette's, is the result of drug abuse.
That's true. She did say that he was using drugs. That was part of the first part of the video. That if you missed the first half of the video, they got in this whole discussion about how she knows somebody on meth or whatever. And I guess she's trying to say that like Ethan's on meth because he has Tourette's or whatever, which I think is like craziness.
I mean, first I want to say I'm really sorry about that, that, people have been weaponizing that and that you feel that way.
Oh, she also says, like a bajillion times in this, so.
You weaponized it.
But I do want to ask, do you think, and this is, I guess, where I do feel like sometimes the use of this idea that using from one source could be essentially a thought terminating cliche. I want to ask, do you think that me using a clip from something is co-signing whatever is on that clip?
Well, it depends, right?
Oh, by the way, for those of you guys who weren't here for the last stream that we covered this, there are so many. She's a good friend of Savannah, and you guys know Savannah, right? You guys are most of you guys found me through my original engagement with Savannah. This has Savannah co-signed all over it, and the same thing that Savannah did to Pierogi is what Madison tried doing to H3, except H3 is a lot meaner than Pierogi is. So this is exactly something similar where you take everything out of context, plaster it all over the internet, although it was something it's not, and then most of her sources come from Reddit and H3 snarkers. So
all of the you know what I mean?
Depends
like
what's in the clip.
The anti-MLM community. So Sweet knows Madison came originally from the anti-MLM community, and she said that she abandoned doing anti-MLM because she felt bad about going after the Hun bots. So, as you guys know, a Hun bot is somebody who is just simply selling an MLM product, multi-level marketing, pyramid scams, and a lot of times they're just innocent people who get sucked into it. So.
Sometimes I could be using that
using
clip
unedited
not
footage,
always
different context.
or are using a clip what has a clear editorial perspective. Because if you are using a clip with a clear editorial perspective, then you're obviously co-signing the footage. If you're not correcting it, right? If you're just like you can source from Snark. There's nothing inherently wrong with that, right?
Because what I've tried to say through the video is this is.
If you go back and watch Madison's video, she never mentions Snark one time though. That's the problem. Dude, Robbie, I actually said that last time that that's the blowjob chair. That's that's literally what I said. Go back and watch it if you don't believe me. She got close to Savannah after Illuminati stuff with her. Yeah, I know. She was on Savannah's channel and stuff, but like Madison, I don't know. These girls don't care about the truth. They care about clicks. And I'm pretty sure that Madison thought at some point this was going to be a slam dunk for her because nobody likes Ethan Klein, but that's because she probably lives in echo chambers where everybody in that particular echo chamber doesn't like Ethan Klein. 110% the cum chair, though, by the way. I think that we all can agree there. But at the end of the day, she's lying. She didn't source her stuff completely. She actually has a bunch of people who probably are in the h3h3 snark that actually collected a lot of this information for this particular video. And she sits down, she reads the information they gave her, gives her a bit of her opinion, paints it in a specific light, sends it off to an editor, and then they post it. I don't think that she really was as hands-on because I think that she's big enough now to where she just lets her team put together her stuff. But at the end of the day, it falls back on her because she's the one saying all this stuff.
Is what online commentary is. Is that, does that mean I'm co-signing that online commentary
100%
automatically if I do
yes.
that?
If you don't,
and the way you
if
use
you
that,
don't
yes.
go on to add another opinion of your own, like this is what people are saying, but of course it is baseless, or people are throwing crazy accusations.
You did co-sign it
then,
literally in the video. You did.
She did.
Literally. in the
Absolutely.
setup to that clip, you literally co-signed it.
If you
I
just
don't
use
think I
it
did.
without any critical explanation, then yeah.
She claims that she was like being unbiased, but you could see the video is incredibly biased against Ethan Klein. Maybe one day we'll sit down and watch the whole thing. I don't know, but it's a 3-hour video, so I'm like signing up for like a long freaking signing up for a long freaking video if I watch that. But really bad. It's not great. She's obviously, was bad faith in putting this video together, and it's coming back to bite her in the booty now.
Yes, you are.
Like, imagine I'm going to
Depends
use
how you use it.
I'm going to use something really hyperbolic, right? So forgive me, and I'm not accusing of this, but imagine if
Exactly.
I wanted to make a point about socialism and nationalism, and I really wanted to impart the importance of that. And in doing so, I pulled up a clip of Adolf Hitler. And again, pardon the extremity of it, but I don't criticize it. I just go, this is a great commentary from Adolf Hitler about the need for social cohesion and nationalism and socialism. And I think that we can all draw from. And I don't give any, and I'm just like, here's Hitler, right? He's making a great point. I mean, clearly people would see that as a clear endorsement of Adolf Hitler, right? You wouldn't be like, hey, I didn't endorse the guy. Like it would clearly be an endorsement of Adolf Hitler for me to
But
just.
again, it's, as opposed to, I can't use that same example, but
So basically, the point that Ethan's making here is that she's sourcing all her material from Snark. That's where she got a lot of her information, was from the Snark Reddit, and she claimed and she sourced it as though it was coming from Ethan's. She didn't mention the word Snark one time. She said all this stuff came from Ethan's own h3h3 Reddit, which obviously is not true. Snark is an anti-h3h3 Reddit. So that's why he was using that. So she's trying to say that I'm not co-signing it because I'm just citing what people are saying. Well, then if that's the case, then I can go find the most outrageous claims on X and use them in any capacity I want to paint a narrative to make anybody look bad,
I'm trying to think of a similar example to use because but if it's someone has said this,
This is so
here's
funny.
a clip of this being said, or people became concerned of this behavior, this type of behavior, here's a clip of this. You know what I mean? It's not the same as kind of the example that you just said.
But you
know,
you never insert another opinion or
I
an opposing
agree.
opinion.
Yeah, she
so
does
it
not.
seems like you're agreeing with it. If
I agree that,
your whole video is siding
That's
with
true,
that
sweet
one
God.
side, even though you're saying that's what the internet is saying.
Again,
There's
my
there's many on the internet that are saying the other thing, but you're ignoring that. So
You showed a clip implying I'm on drugs, and then you didn't say anything else. Like, of course you're co-signing it. Why else are you showing it?
Snark is a minority. Our audience does not think that Ethan is on drugs.
I mean, nobody have seen.
Most people don't think Ethan's on drugs. One, because he's a father, even though that doesn't stop like a lot of drug addicts from being on drugs. But most people know that it's very well documented that Ethan has Tourette's, and that, when you first find him, you may say, why does he do that, like those tics and stuff? And as soon as you find out he has Tourette's, you go, oh, okay. And then they usually leave it alone after that. Most people don't go, well, no, I don't think that's Tourette's. That's got to be drugs. No, unless you're trying to get clicks. That's Madison. So this is why she's absolutely 100%, 10% killing her career. That's what a smear campaign is. It's just a lie that seems plausible enough to believe, and you end up with chaos that they're accustomed to. Yep, you're right.
In mind, thinks I'm on drugs.
think you're on drugs either, but
Again, don't you see,
video.
you're conveying to your audience that I am maybe on drugs
The
by using
point
that
of the
clip.
video is to show the sort of essentially your reaction, the online reaction. I think where I went wrong, is I think that I could have dove further
You said
into
initially
that.
you didn't even know
some
why
of
the clip was
legal,
there.
I think I could have dove further into that.
She also skips a lot of stuff that Ethan says. Like, she'll act like he just didn't say it and then say her own thing so that, she doesn't have to respond to it. Because there's been a couple times where Ethan specifically have said, like, something to Madison about this, and like it's a good gotcha, and she just acts like he didn't say it at all.
You know, some of the legal, you know, aspects that are going on currently, kind of showing your response, their response, things that are happening.
Well, this was directed, this was directed towards Hassan's audience. So she knew she was targeting Hassan's audience to rally behind her. But the one thing that you can always count on is that Hassan's audience is going to rally behind Hassan, but nobody else that's in Hassan's circles.
I brushed over that as well, you know, kind of saying that, you know, kind of the very start of that and not further going into that. So I think I should have, you know, gone further into that as well. Essentially, my intention was this is what's happening online, you know.
But you didn't show what's happening in our
I should
community.
have. Exactly. I should have, you know. I also agree with that.
But she sold it like it was all happening in Ethan's community, because she kept saying this is H3's Reddit. This is all coming from H3's own Reddit, his own fans, when it clearly wasn't. H3h3 Snark is an anti-H3h3 Reddit. All of it's designed to go against everything that H3h3 does.
Too, especially for that particular section, you know. I do think that there are a lot of times when I include H3 Productions or r/H3 Productions posts, but you know, to essentially show same thing when I show opinion pieces, I should try to show, especially with something so, you know, contentious and divisive as this topic, I should show two sides, you know. But again, also with that idea of, you know, there's no way to be unbiased.
Oh, yeah, she does look like Savannah. I think she's a lot prettier than Savannah. I'll say that much.
I feel like also, can I put myself in this rabbit hole where I'm just endlessly trying to be unbiased and I'm...
But I will give her more credit than Savannah, because Savannah would never have gone on this show. Never.
Putting up just, you know, you can sort of pinhole yourself into where you're trying to provide every single side.
Yeah, but you didn't even come close.
You know what I
That's
mean?
not a problem that you're close to brushing on.
Your words don't match the action. It doesn't. You're saying you're endlessly trying to be unbiased, and you haven't tried once.
Forward.
Yeah. You haven't tried once in this video to be unbiased.
She has
it's just the words that you're saying sound great, but the action is
I do think, you know, I don't think that's entirely fair either. I don't think that's entirely fair.
Yeah, that is fair. Anybody with two brain cells that they can rub together know exactly what you were going for here, Madison. You were looking to, you know, get a easy score against H3h3, collect Hassan fans, show that you're this hardcore lefty and that everyone should love you because you're on their team. But unfortunately, in doing so, you expose the fact that, one, your research is absolutely terrible. Two, you're a bad faith actor. Three, you don't do research. And four, you say you know every 5 seconds.
Either with this video.
What's up,
I think
Caro?
there's many times that I do try and look at your side, and I think that's a mischaracterization. Either you didn't watch the full video, or, you know, that's
when did
kind of.
Do you remember a specific moment in your video?
I think
iDubbbz,
the iDubbbz situation is is one of the most prominent ones in my mind. You know,
Okay.
I essentially
we can pull
agree
it
with
up.
your
I'm
point.
curious what that looks like. Can you tell me a specific sentence so we can search the manuscript?
Yeah, I mean,
or just like a word.
I could go off of my
which
research
part?
itself.
Oh yeah, you can do that.
Let me know when I need to, like, you know, put on the.
You want to put on the lights?
She's so worried about how she looks on the video. I have so much trouble trying to just trying to follow her chain of thoughts. It's like she threw a bunch of words in a bingo ball and she's just putting sentences together that way. You're not wrong. It does feel that way. It does honestly feel that way. That I think she's just so nervous, and I don't think that she's got a response for everything. I think that she thought that she was a lot smarter than she was, because there's no way that I would ever go on H3h3 knowing that the stuff that's in my video is not true. Like, it's just, I would never put myself in that position. You're committing, like, reputation unaliving at that point.
You still look fine, but you can put on the lights. You want you know what? I really need to pee if you want to take, like, a quick break and to adjust the lights or something, but also you look fine too.
Yeah, it's hard for me to tell, like, what it would look like, but it is, the sun's gonna set in, like, probably.
Your page and sourced from you. I believe mostly the Palestine and Downward Spiral chapters. Appreciate your coverage greatly.
All right. So this is where they come back.
I can't even. Okay. One thing I wanted to ask you about again, about this specific account, content crash out. You said, "I appreciate you." As you probably know, I've been following your page and sourced from you. I believe mostly the Palestine and Downward Spiral chapters. Appreciate your coverage greatly, you said. Now, this person is singularly obsessed with me and Hila, and specifically about my Jewishness. And, like, deranged conspiracy theories of the most obscene order.
Yeah, because Ethan like lives in reality, as where Madison thought that she could do no wrong when it came to whatever she said, people would believe, and I think that she used that as a weapon.
So,
never thinking Ethan would call her out.
So do you agree? So you follow this person closely?
Look, so this is what she says. Appreciate you, as you probably know, have been following your page and sourced from you. I believe mostly the Palestine and Downward Spiral chapters. Appreciate your coverage greatly. So Ethan's literally pointing out, like, this person is obsessed with like shitting on me. So it's pretty clear, this is who she's sourcing. People who are anti-Ethan. So there's no way that you could sit there and say that she's not a bad faith actor. And Ethan is absolutely crushing her right now. I'm going to let this play for a little bit because this is about to get really bad for her.
So I would say that, again, the videos that I sourced from them were not
yet, Summer.
Again, I can't speak to
Ethan would be considered a commentary bro.
What you feel like are really offensive videos. Sorry, not to say what you feel like, but I feel like, again, I haven't seen all of their videos to know.
Okay. I just confusing because you said, I've been following your page and sourced from you. I guess, yeah, sure. Maybe you didn't see other videos by that.
Yeah, like the reason why I said that is I feel like on TikTok you can probably see when a creator like saves a video, So I just felt like they could probably see that,
So you saved the video, though. You said the editor put it in.
Oh, got her. He just got her right there, dude. Oh my God. Caught her in a lie.
The one that, again, I wasn't sure about the zoom in, whether that came from.
That was in their video.
An editor.
That was from the one you downloaded.
It's identical. It's from this.
She blamed it on her editor about an hour ago. Nothing gets by this man.
Video.
Yeah, no, exactly. So what I was going to say is I wasn't sure if that came from an editor, but now looking at it, it's clear it came from this page itself. So what probably happened is, again,
what probably happened is I was probably lying and trying to get myself out of this shithole that I'm in right now.
No, added a timestamp. It's okay. Added a timestamp
now you can't see the stain,
my script,
though.
From that, I saved it, added it in. So yeah, it was.
Is this where you heard that Hila called babies terrorists? Because this person also
at 2 years old to kill Americans.
They made
yeah.
this
So again,
Yep. There it is.
2 years old.
That's pretty spicy.
Yeah. Do we have that one?
Like Kamala. That's not really a fair edit.
To be completely and totally honest, there was multiple pages and sources that have shown that clip.
Yeah, I believe that.
Multiple sources. Where, and that's where it's hard. Again, going to the original source. Because
do you see how many videos this person's made about me? Does this look healthy? Honestly, if you're sourcing from them, I'm.
That is nuts. Can you imagine if I did that many videos like about Savannah or about the pierogi situation? I would look crazy. That is obsession personified. Every video. Ethan Hila, Ethan, Hassan, Ethan. That is nuts. iDubbbz, Ethan. What the frick, dude?
I'm concerned. Like literally, can you see all these?
Specifically that video that you saved and included in your video, just like.
The crazy thing is, though, personally, Summer, though, I think Madison thinks she's doing well. That's the scary thought, is I think Madison thinks she's actually doing well here.
Scroll through the comments. All the comments are about how Ethan is a drug addict. And specifically that zoom on the tattoos, there are comments about it. Is that from scratches? Is that from injections of drugs? Like, that is in the comments. So, but it's interesting to me that you chose to save that video and include it.
Oh, this one they're calling Hila a Nazi for getting a Star of David tattoo. Watch this one.
That's been going on and what I'm going through, I almost feel like I want to do it the most in-your-face possible way that I can, and I feel like I kind of want to tattoo a blue Star of David on my hand.
Blue. Have you showed this on the show that you got the Star of David?
Not yet. Today's my first time. The comments were very interesting. We got lots of mixed
100%
reviews.
fair,
Mixed reviews meaning like
you guys have called me
to be 100% fair. She's cutting off the video because she doesn't want them to finish it.
Nazi.
So what?
To be 100% fair, you guys have called me a Nazi.
Well, we can get into that if you want to. We can definitely get into it. And I mean, one of the reasons that I called you that is something you edited out of the video, which was you said that I was.
Everybody is.
You said I was imparted at
word
birth.
Means, that word literally means nothing anymore because it's been beaten into the ground. Everybody is a Nazi at this point.
With Israeli ideals and indoctrinated at birth as an American Jew. That's fucking insane. That's like super offensive, deeply anti-Semitic. So obviously, are you a Nazi? No. But like my point was that was an extraordinarily anti-Semitic view to hold. Something that's very popular amongst Nazis, neo-Nazis, American neo-Nazis, etc.
Which I would love to have a conversation about that. As far as this page goes, I think that you know, again, going back to my point of wanting to cover what is the internet saying, you know, but I do think, again,
You're not covering it though, Madison. You're painting it like everybody's thinking this way when it's clearly not the case. In fact, the small minority think like this, and that's who you're targeting, that crowd.
Because you know, funny enough, my neighbor is a journalist and a writer, and we're talking about this and essentially how online forums, you know, you should stay away from in general if you want to sort of have, you know, good coverage. So yeah, I think that was a really positive, you know, conversation sort of about this. I do think that
Thank you for the ice cream,
it's hard when it comes to covering internet situations though, because you can't, you know, she was kind of talking about as a journalist how often she goes directly to a source. How does that translate online?
But you didn't reach out to me one time.
We have hours and hours and hours of footage every week. Like,
yeah, but also you didn't reach out to me when you were
all the sources are on the internet, and as well as, for example, the Trisha fallout, it was all documented. Like, pretty much all the stuff you're talking about are stuff that are online available.
But also, you didn't reach out to me.
Get that bird back here with popcorn.
Again, so as I'm moving forward, but I mean, let's talk about the likelihood of like how likely would you have responded. In the past, I've sort of written it off as like people are not going to respond if I reach out to them for comment.
So you don't try? I mean, it sounds like when you started.
I mean, that's true,
it sounds like when you started talking about it that you're doing a video about us. Some of our fans were also your fans, and they even made a post about it. So it was very much doable, actually.
I do think
the word got around. The word got around to our subreddit, which we do check regularly.
I mean, I understand your point, though. I think a lot of creators probably either wouldn't see it or wouldn't respond. To understand what you're, I understand, like in general.
To be honest, though, that is something that I could have done. Is reached out to someone for an opinion piece.
She didn't want to do that, though. She didn't want to reach out because that would completely go against her narrative. She's only saying that now because she's getting called out for this. She knew that she could have reached out for them for comment. She's a big enough channel. Like, he wouldn't care. If I reached out for comment, they wouldn't give me no comment. But her channel's big enough, they might have listened. But I don't think she wanted to do that, though. I don't think she had any intention of getting a different side because she was painting this as a hit piece. This is what it is, a hit piece.
You know, one-on-one messaging, that kind of thing. You know, that being said, as far as, you know, online opinion,
we know a hit piece when we see one, don't we, guys?
Edits that are sort of, you know, very clearly, you know, opinion-based or that kind of thing. I should base my, you know, if I want to include that in the first place, I should sort of base my research all on original sourcing and then sort of go through and okay, this person, this online comment feels this way, you know, include that. This person feels this way, include that. That's sort of my conclusion from the matter. You know, I think that's kind of, but that was my intention with that, is showing, you know, online commentary and online clips. A lot of times when I included this person,
I don't believe her.
This is what happened. I mean, at least that's what I hope it was. I mean, I can look through and do a, you know, 100% review, but it's like, okay, this is the commentary happening online, so, you know.
I want to finish this because this one, I just want to finish this video, this one here, with the Star David tattoos.
Jessica Klein reposted comparing a keffiyeh to a swastika.
I mean, clearly people were very supportive because it had a lot of likes and it did well in the subreddit.
I don't know what my sister retweeted. I find it weird that they're including what my sister does on social media.
To see people are encouraging, like,
going on.
You know, not backing down and embracing your identity.
Yeah.
Someone now got a worse tattoo than Ethan. I mean, that's kind of funny. It is also racist.
Can I ask something?
I just want to finish the clip.
Could have gotten the tattoo at any time, but chose it. Yeah, of course. Of course you get a tattoo when you feel like you want to express pride in your heritage. Now's the best time to do it. I would absolutely do it too.
The fuck is this?
I don't even.
Branded satellite shows Star David carved into Gaza.
Of a different way to do it.
I mean, it's none of your.
What's that have to do with
your business when I want to do a tattoo of my heritage? How is that anything that you should even?
Yeah, it's like if I got a tattoo of a Celtic cross because I'm Irish. Does that mean I'm all of a sudden like I don't know, like a leprechaun? I don't know. The same way Sav said she reached out to P, and because he doesn't respond to people he doesn't know, she claimed he knew about it. Yeah, she did say she reached out and he didn't answer, but Hina reached out too, and we saw how that went, and that's when Pierogi cut her off. They just wanted to have a big creator involved in the video. That's simply all it came down to. Now I don't know whether or not h3h3 would have actually responded. I'm American, but I got Irish heritage. Like, I'm from, like, my family came from Ireland. Yeah, who could tell? No, I don't know. Who could tell? But yeah, so I can understand why I guess she wanted to do it, but I guess given the toxic situation at the moment, maybe not the best idea. But she literally served, for that. I mean, it's mandatory, so I don't know if she wanted to or not, but
an opinion on. Yeah, I'm changed after October 7th. That was a really traumatic moment
you're
for
cool,
all
Mike.
the Jewish people.
Congrats on the tattoo. I
could be English though. I could be English. I could be Russian. You never, a lot of different white people out there.
Thank you.
Now, if you go to the comments, I miss when Hila didn't talk. Racist, lol. I'm so embarrassed I ever watched them. Being Jewish is not a race. That's, by the way, not true. And also, another Nazi talking point. The line's not being straight. I mean, whatever. It was hand.
Sandra at the beach says, I mean, a lot of people who are Christian, Catholic are evil. We don't villainize everyone who has cross tattoos. Fair point. There has been a lot of really bad Catholic priests, but I don't think that's a representation of all the Catholics in the world, With that hat and ginger, not sure. I'm not ginger, actually. This is brown. This is like dirty blonde hair. It just probably looks that way because of the tint of the light. But I'm actually, light blonde, I guess.
And drawn. Everything she goes through equals Vanilla Mace not liking her fashion brand. Hila Klein, please tell us what the blue signifies. The star, it signifies the color that the Star of David is, like in art, traditionally since like thousands of years.
Well, because right now, with everything that's going on in Palestine, I'm pretty sure that the Star of David is considered taboo because, they're committing a genocide over there, which I don't argue with. I mean, but it's not a good situation at all. And I guess to have that right now, even though it could be a part of your religion and you could be Jewish and against what's going on over there, people look at that and just automatically assume. Nobody thinks like critically anymore. It's always, oh, I saw that. Oh my God, I cannot believe you would put something like that on your body, regardless if you are Jewish or not. How dare you? Like, that's how angry and aggressive people are these days. Everybody thinks they know way more than everybody else, including me. I think I know more than everybody else too, and I don't. It's it's obvious.
A pentagram would have been more fitting.
So all I do is share what I think I know.
That's like the Star of David is like the cross for Jews, right? It's the same type of thing.
Exactly.
This person said,
as you said, in the
she should have got
chat.
a pentagram instead of the Star of David. And then you went on to write on this person's account that
poor sweet
that you support them and you source them and you're a fan of their work. Do you disavow content crash out?
I mean, again,
It's a yes or no question, Madison. It's a yes or no question. Thank you, Draco, for the 5 roses. I don't understand why she has to think this long about it. Do you disavow them? Yes or no? That's what I would say if I was Ethan. No, I don't want to hear some obligatory explanation. Yes or no?
I don't agree with that particular video.
Our first ever.
But it's all their videos are like that.
Someone who's capable of making such a video is clearly deeply unwell. Like, to accuse a Jewish person of doing something wrong by getting a Star of David tattoo is just a symptom of someone who's deeply, deeply, deeply unwell.
I would agree.
I mean, this is not a good person, right? Like,
plus, he calls his channel Content Crash Out, and it's all Ethan, all of it.
I just, can you admit that?
No, she don't want to.
I think that,
you know why she's not is because she doesn't want all these people turning on her. So she's in a lose-lose situation right now. Either she looks incredibly stupid to the rest of the internet and they dislike her, or she looks like she's actually reasonable, and then the people who are unreasonable start disliking her. So at this point, she's just trying to not, and she's gonna probably go on some rant about how she was bullied by Ethan, even though he's made it clear to her several times if he felt like if he was being too aggressive or too assertive, to let him know and he would calm down. But right now, she hasn't said anything like that. Yeah, and the swastika was stolen from, I thought it was stolen from like a Muslim type religion or Buddhist or something like that.
But in general, I am still learning a lot about anti-Semitism. I've learned a lot within the past few days,
That does, okay. What does it matter what you're learning about anti-Semitism? I don't know a whole lot about it, and I can see how wrong your video was and how incorrect it was factually. Like, what does that have to do with anything? She's just taking these weaves and bobs and trying everything she can to get out of this situation.
Speaking on the topic, I feel wildly uncomfortable. I am learning a lot about it.
This person is anti-Semitic, and take it from me as a Jewish person.
Even this statement alone is so incredibly frustrating, considering you just made an hours-long video about Ethan and I.
Yep.
We talk about anti-Semitism so much.
It's the reason why.
It's the reason why all of this is happening.
Can I offer? So I did write a little bit of something just because I feel like I don't want to misspeak or anything. On this sort of subject, at least this is coming from, my perspective. Sorry, I keep bumping the mic. At least for me, the biggest lesson I learned from all of this is, sorry, I'm going to kind of read a little bit because I don't want to misspeak at all.
Yeah.
So, if I care about advocating for anyone, whether it's someone,
she had to write down her response.
Facing Islamophobia, anti-Semitism, transphobia, homophobia, anything at all, it's to extensively read up on the current state of affairs.
She really had to read that. She couldn't say that from her heart. She had to literally write it down and read it. I feel like someone wrote it for her. I wouldn't be shocked if someone wrote that for her.
And what they're currently facing. It's, not just using a blanket term like stop Islamophobia, don't be anti-Semitic, but so that
Oh, gee. Really powerful. I am not sharing. These are my Skittles, okay? Go get your own, okay? These are mine. But here, you can have one. There you go. I know, she can't say a complete sentence, dude. She can't say a complete sentence. It's insane. This is insanity. And she has to, can I read this? Someone gave me this to read. Probably her journalist neighbor, if I had to guess. Her journalist neighbor wrote her an apology letter to say online because she can't speak from her heart. Yeah, cough, cough, ChatGPT. I would not be shocked, Summer, if she was like, ChatGPT, I'm going to be on h3h3, and I need a good letter to explain why I am not up to date on the anti-Semitic stuff. Ethan cannot fall for this. No way.
I can offer in detail understanding of what an individual is currently facing and how that may translate in various ways. I think that in general, as a content creator, I wanted to, to be completely honest, it's a really intimidating topic to jump into for obvious reasons.
That's why you don't get involved in it.
Especially, as we can see with everything that happened.
I've been able to talk about this whole situation back and forth with hardly mentioning the Israel-Palestinian war right now, or genocide. I've been able to talk about this for hours without mentioning it one time. You can do that too.
And after releasing the video and just not being versed in it, not having a cultural background or understanding, not not being Palestinian and not being someone who's extensively versed, but wanting very, very deeply to advocate for Palestinians and everything that they're going through. I feel like there's many ways that I misstep along the way, but I think that being able to do that.
Why is she on about the Palestinians right now? She just got accused of attacking the Jews, but now she's like, well, I just care deeply about Palestinians. How does that have anything to do with what you guys were talking about? I just really want to deeply advocate for it. Dude, this is so... Oh my God, this is has PR all over it. I just really deeply care. I really want to just advocate for them. I could care less about the lies that I've said about you and your family, Ethan and Hila. All I care about, though, is that I will be advocating for the Palestinians. If I got to lie, cheat, and steal to advocate for them, that's what I'm going to do.
That, really, okay, I want to advocate for these people. What are they currently facing today? How can I, really offer in-depth dialogue to that so that
yellow.
I can kind of combine research
Skittle.
and empathy. I know Dan sort of spoke about how I misuse empathy or sort of use that as a blanket term, and I think that's maybe one of the ways that I can do that better. Instead of just being at the beginning of the H3 video, any anti-Semitism will not be tolerated, and speaking about Islamophobia, but not very, very much in-depth understanding how that's translating in modern day currently. So I think that when all of this happened and I made my follow-up video, I was feeling very hurt and confused by, essentially being thrown the label of being anti-Semitic. I think that, of course I can't, a lot of that's coming from my own ignorance and my own lack of depth and knowledge and, not being a Jewish individual, not growing up in that. I grew up with no religion, no religious background. My dad was raised Jehovah's Witness. My mom was raised strict Catholic, and they both kind of decided to raise me without any religion.
Well, there you go. Her mom was Jehovah's Witness. That explains a lot.
I've heard a lot of horror stories from my dad about his particular family and his particular upbringing in Jehovah's Witness. And so from that, I also have my own preconceived notions of, just a lot of religions in general, which may not be fairly placed all the time. But yeah, I don't want to speak for others, but I think that there's a lot of people that...
What do you mean you don't want to speak for others? Your whole video was about speaking for others. That was the whole thing your video was based around, was you speaking on behalf of others. Does she not hear herself? I just want to tell what the internet's saying. That is what she said. I just want to tell what the internet's saying. I don't want to speak for others all of a sudden. That is the whole thing that you've been saying this whole time, is that you want to speak for others. That is what you've been saying. Good God. This is hurting my brain. This is hurting my brain. In the UK, our purple Skittles aren't grape flavored. They're black. It's a black currant. Huh. Like a black cherry?
Who want to criticize the Israeli government and their actions, but feel lost on how to do so without being labeled anti-Semitic.
That statement on itself, you said that about me.
And about, in fact,
I have
the Israeli government.
I had a real issue with that statement.
I mean, is it okay if I finish really quick?
Yeah. I would have been like, no, you take this.
Sorry, I know it's kind of long.
You're good. I didn't realize you were. Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm sorry. So, there were a lot of people that, there's some really kind people who sent me messages educating me on either side and things that I got wrong on either side of the situation. Which
she sounds like Trump. There was good people on both sides.
Of course, it should have been my job to do in the first place, But one thing I learned a lot about is the dual loyalty trope, and where it's seen as anti-Semitic to scrutinize someone's connection to Israel. And I can see that because it's a holy place for many Jewish individuals.
Like raisins.
That being said, I think a lot of people
raisins are great.
At least for me, that was, I don't want to talk about my personal life or anything, but even being around Jewish individuals, that was not something that was ever told to me or taught to me. Not that, again, that is anyone's job to teach anything to me, but so again,
I never grew up around Jews. I don't know what they're like.
Climate and trying to sort of raise.
She's talking about them like they're minorities. I don't, I've never grew up around Jews. I don't know what they're like. They could be how, I saw Borat once. Apparently they're like cockroaches. Like, it sounds so bad, dude. She's making it sound typical far, far left right here. They don't know how to, they can't think for themselves. They need me to do it for them.
Awareness, be pro-Palestine, speak about the genocide. I unknowingly bumped up against that and, was again, spoke about that in a wrong way. If I was aware of that, I would have never spoke about that just because I care about,
God, dude,
not being anti-Semitic. And I care about that, I don't know about
That's good.
others, but I do think that there's a...
This is 100% her getting where she's at right now on her looks. Everything she's gotten in her life right now has been based on her looks and her big old boobies. It has nothing to do with her talent, her intellect. Sad to see, man. Hard to see. You hate to see it. You gotta hate to see it.
A lot of people who are pro-Palestine who are kind of maybe in the same boat as me, who aren't aware of that, and then are being kind of being told that they're anti-Semitism and maybe put on the defense because of that, and aren't aware that there's that particular nuance to this conversation, maybe.
Well, one side clearly gets a lot more defense and explanation online than the other.
Yep.
But specifically, I'm going to play this clip because I felt the way that you said this was interesting.
I am most hurt about the claims of anti-Semitism. As I've mentioned time and time again, I'm just not well versed in politics. I would really like to understand how one can be pro-Palestine.
She had time to go do all her makeup, though.
Speak about the disagreements they have with the Israeli government and still not be seen as anti-Semitic.
No, I called you anti-Semitic for one very specific statement you made. It had nothing to do with Israel. Nothing. You conjuring that image.
Raisins are worried grapes.
It's really fucked up because people use it. But hold on, there's more.
The ways in which Ethan talks about the issues, he makes it seem like that's not possible. A lot of that.
You say.
Likely due to October 7th, and essentially Ethan having an intense cognitive dissonance.
Reminder: she started this off by saying, "I'm way out of my depth with this, so I shouldn't."
I'm very curious to hear.
Now she's going to lecture me, right, about my reaction.
Yeah.
To October 7th.
Him being, living in Israel, upholding these, Israeli values.
Dude, I've never seen someone get so crushed in a debate before. Never have I ever seen someone just get so absolutely slapped down during a back and forth.
What are they?
Israeli values. Go on.
ideals that have been sort of programmed into him from when he was born.
Okay, you're a Nazi.
When he was
you're
born,
like a fucking.
he wasn't born.
I first of all, I don't think you're a Nazi, right? I'll amend that because I was being hyperbolic. What I meant is you're saying stuff that Nazis say, and obviously, I also fully acknowledge that you don't know that what you're saying is anti-Semitic, right? Like, totally agree with you there. And I know you already addressed this stuff. You kind of already rolled this stuff back, which is good. The part that I wanted to ask you about.
Talks about the issues, he makes it seem like that's not possible.
How did I make it seem not possible to talk about Israel without being accused of being anti-Semitic? Because I never one time brought up anything being anti-Israel being an issue. The only thing I brought up is that statement you just saw, which had nothing to do with Israel. So like, why even say that? Because that, that's an extremely popular trope that you'll hear, is that you Jews are like perpetual victims and they call you anti-Semitic for any old.
Oh yeah, this is definitely being prepared versus being totally unprepared. This is 110% what it looks like when you're in over your head. That's basically all it is. When you're in over your head, and that's exactly what's happening with Madison right now. In over her head.
Reason, no matter what, I criticize Israel. They call me anti-Semitic. I'm constantly seeing Jewish voices being marginalized for saying that, right?
And you know what's funny? As if I did a video on Madison and I tried to reach out to her for comment, she wouldn't give it to me either because I'm too small. But yet she plays the same game with Ethan. Oh, well, I would have reached out, but I'm too small. You wouldn't have paid attention to me. So, just pointing out hypocrisy here.
But here's the interesting thing is I didn't even come close to saying anything like that, and you still said it.
Yeah, I mean, again, I think I watched the full live and genuinely was trying to understand, okay, where did I go wrong? What was, anti-Semitic? And again, it's not necessarily your job to educate me, but I was, trying to understand how can I, criticize Israel, be pro-Palestine, speak about the genocide, and
it's not that complicated though, is it? It's really not.
I guess, and I would like to hear your perspective. Again, like I said, I did, receive some,
Here's a perspective you give. Israel needs to stop killing Palestinians, and people need to stop demonizing all Jews for what happens in Israel. As simple as that. Everybody needs to come together and figure out a solution without more people dying. There, I just did it, guys, without, pointing fingers at either side, and there's a good resolution at the end.
To be honest, I received after that live mass comments, messages. Sorry, I fucking hate when I get emotional.
You can take a moment. It's okay. It's emotional.
Look, he's being so nice to her. I would have right after she just tried to ruin this guy's life. It's insane.
I understand you care about being on the right side of things, right? So I 100%, I understand, and I know this.
Yeah, she hasn't said sorry once. Just apologize, girl. We all get something wrong. I kind of feel bad for her, but only because she's still technically one of us, but only a wee bit. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like, I don't know. If anything, I feel like she's kind of like used the anti-MLM community to like launch her career, and then she instantly like jumped from it the second that she felt like it wasn't catering to her anymore. That would bother me, because you're still all about it, sweet. So I always thought she was a good creator until maybe the past couple years when she started getting a little more into like politics. The minute she started putting a lot of politics in her videos, and I think she was doing it to grift, is when I stopped believing anything that she had to say. So,
this is painful.
Amount of people calling me a Nazi, and
that's not true, by the way. And I don't want people to call her a Nazi. Okay.
And so, I was trying to understand what. Sorry, I fucking hate when I cry. I'm not trying to like.
It's fine. No, I know. It's sincere.
It's fine.
I'm just, to be honest, I'm just absolutely getting my butt kicked here, and I'm gonna fire everybody on my team who I hired to make this video for me. Firing my writers. I'd like to fire my clip gatherers. They let me down so much. It was 100% their fault, except for the video clips that I personally grabbed because I blamed it on the editors, but I actually was the one who grabbed them. You weren't supposed to figure that out. I didn't know that I was dealing with someone who actually pays attention to the details. But there's so much that I just want to, I really thought I was going to come on here and just do a good job. I thought I was gonna come on here and look smart, and I don't feel smart, and I don't look smart. There's a goddamn stain on the chair behind me. There's a stain on the chair behind me. It's been bothering me this whole time, and I just don't know what I'm gonna do. I just leave me alone, Ethan. You're so mean. So mean. Oh my god.
Oh, we're all just people here, and
so, you know, like,
yeah.
genuinely, here I'm acknowledging, like, I'm not you know, I'm trying to, you know, be more educated, grow, you know.
I'm trying to do better, even though I knew that everything I was putting in my video was a lie, and I knew it was 3 hours, and I knew that all of it was fake shit, but I just didn't expect you to call me out. I didn't expect you to, like, catch me in all these lies. I really didn't. I thought I was just gonna be able to make a video and just get away with it. I really thought that someone was gonna help me, and then I really just kind of like, I just wanted to do the best that I could. And I'll be honest, I bought these boobs because I thought it was gonna make my life a lot easier, and it didn't. And, it was all that damn Savannah's fault. I should have never became friends with her, and I also, I'm a girl, and when I was younger, photographers used to hit on me, and guys used to try to date me and pretend they were my friends, and then really all they just wanted to do is sleep with me, and that just made me feel really bad about myself. And I also, I just want to be able to lie. I just want to lie in my videos and not get called out for it. Is that too much to ask for? Is that too much for you to understand? Is that I want to lie in my videos and I don't want anyone to ever tell me that I'm wrong. Because I'm not wrong. I'm never going to be wrong again. From this day forward, even though I knew I was wrong when I was saying it, I didn't care because it made me feel good to know that I was burying you and I thought I was smarter than you and I thought you were evil, but now I feel like I'm the evil one. And I never thought in a million, bajillion, gazillion years, and I've said about 100,000 times, and I didn't expect to come on here live saying so much. Okay. That's enough of that. That's enough of that. Yeah, give me the Oscar. That's it. We're canceling EG for his bad tears. I know. I should have never done that. So I don't cry online. I hate when I cry online, guys. I should have never done it.
I'm starting from ground zero, and I think, I'm hoping that a lot of, at the very least.
Oh, hang on. Let's do it. Let's give her the treat. Let's see if it fits with her too. Oh my god. Let's try this.
Be more educated, grow, I'm starting from ground zero, and I think, I'm hoping that a lot of, at the very least, a lot of content creators can learn from my mistakes, when speaking about this, and be able to, be pro-Palestine, talk about the genocide, and not be anti-Semitic. And how do you not, run into that, coming from an ignorant place of someone who's, not Jewish and didn't know about these things. And so, essentially, genuinely, I had so many messages calling me a Nazi, calling me anti-Semitic, but no one telling me why. Even the program from birth, they would say that's anti-Semitic, but I didn't, weren't exactly explaining why they saw it that way, or not, sorry, didn't saw that way, but why that was an anti-Semitic trope. And so I was trying to understand it, and it wasn't until literally yesterday I had a great conversation with someone over DMs, and they sent me resources to, the dual loyalty trope, and I read into it, that I was able to understand that aspect. And, of course, someone who's more politically educated than me can debate all of these different intricacies. But for me, when I'm speaking about this, my biggest goal is to, I never want to hurt anyone, and,
I will say.
Is that good enough? Do you forgive me now? It's like, can the internet, because I ran out of debate skills and I decided I was just gonna cry. You know, at the end of the day, I realized that I was making no sense. My arguments were terrible. I just tried, and I can't take her seriously now. You shouldn't have been taking her seriously in the first place. Yeah, E.G. Paltrow. Personally, though, I think mine was better. I think mine was better. I think my tears and my crocodile tears were better. Because she's getting so whooped in this that I think that she eventually was just like I'm gonna cry. That's it. I'm just gonna cry now, and let's see if that breaks him. It makes him be nice to me. I just want him to be nice to me. Oh my god. Yeah, she is really... The music, I think, really just put it all together. Yeah. If I make a short of her crying with sad music behind it talking about Palestine, you think it'd go viral? Because I think it would definitely yeah. You love me. You really love me. Sally Field.
I 100% am with you, right? And I think it's brave that you're calling it and facing all this
Oh,
stuff.
stop it, Ethan.
I don't think most people would do that, right? So I am very grateful that you are coming here and having an honest conversation. And I appreciate the emotion you're showing, right? I do. And I do think, I want to just reaffirm that.
I will say, okay, to her benefit, Madison did come on there and say I was wrong, where you would never get that from... You would never get... Okay, I'm going to give her her praise, okay? I'm done picking on her for a minute. But she did come on here when Hassan would never say this shit. iDubbbz would never say this stuff. You damn sure know Bad Empanada would never say this stuff. Mike P.A. would never say this stuff. Dedhams would never say this stuff. Rogan would certainly never say this stuff. So the fact that she actually came on here and kind of gave this... you know, heartfelt apology that she fucked up and that she, you know, her video was wrong, even though she wasn't condemning, you know, the lies in her videos. And I think that she is being disingenuous by, you know, and not admitting that her research was really terrible and not just saying, I'll do better in the future. I'll do better in the future. I'll do better in the future. She started talking about her abuse, grooming, flirters, and ended with you. Yeah, exactly. And if she didn't like take everything and make it about herself, like, oh, I have a cousin who's a meth addict, so I know all about drug use. Like, no, you don't. No, you fucking don't, dude. No, you don't. I guarantee you, I know way more about what it's like to go through abuse than you do. I bet you parents out there who have kids that are suffering from abuse know way more about it than you do. Your cousin or uncle or whatever being a meth addict does not teach you about drugs. I don't know. Like, so that's about as far as I'm willing to go with a charity towards her, is that she did go there and put up, you know, and admit that she was wrong in certain areas. I do give her that, but that's about all I'm willing to give her is that, you know?
That you should be criticizing Israel's government.
What's that link,
right?
Alec?
You should be criticizing them for this fucking horrific genocide, mass murder of people in Gaza, right? You should be. It's just, you know, don't make broad generalizations about Jews. Like, being born with some preconceived notions about the state of Israel and stuff like that, right? Like, don't say that Jews are programmed from birth. But like, you absolutely are right to and should criticize the state of Israel, right?
Oh, is that a clip of me crying? Is that my clip there? I'm almost curious. Did you clip me crying? You sure did. You sure did clip me crying.
What? Sorry, I fucking hate when I cry. I'm not trying to like...
It's fine. No, I know. It's sincere. I'm
fine.
I'm just, to be honest, I'm just absolutely getting my butt kicked here, and I'm gonna fire everybody on my team who I hired to make this video for me. Firing my writers. I'd like to fire my my clip gatherers. They let me down so much. It was 100% their fault, except for the video clips that I personally grabbed because I blamed it on the editors, but I actually was the one who grabbed them. You weren't supposed to figure that out. I didn't know that I was dealing with someone who actually pays attention to the details. But there's so much that I just want to, you know, I really thought I was going to come on here and just do a good job. Oh my God, what is wrong with me? What is wrong with me? What is wrong with me?
100%. No question about it. So, I mean, your intent,
She's been in YouTube long enough to know that that shit was wrong and that she shouldn't have made that video, but she didn't think that far ahead. She wanted a video that got clicks, hoped it made 1 million views, and she fell flat on her face. Simple as that. That's all it was. That's all it was.
I feel, you know, I understand your intentions, right? I do. And that's kind of like the only way I.
He is being so nice. He is being so nice here. But I think he's doing that strategically. I do think that he is doing this to I do think that he's doing this to make it so that she can't come back and talk more shit on him, you know? I was legitimately laughing at myself. I was. I'm a funny guy.
I can.
What's been hard for me, for example, is that I do criticize the government of Israel.
Blue Jay says, iDubbbz is currently saying that PewDiePie's apology for saying the N-word once was not heartfelt and he didn't do the work to better himself. Oh, God. What is wrong with him? I noticed that some comments on YouTube are not showing up in my restream. Why is that? That is driving me nuts. That's lame-o.
We've said many times, when we lived there, I did not vote for Bibi. I'm not a right-wing Israeli. I'm a left-wing. So, like, I'm on your camp, you know? But people still villainize me. Like, if you go on TikTok, I'm like the villain. I'm the raider of Ramallah.
Oh, and there's nothing more the left people like doing than attacking other people on the left. It's like their favorite pastime. You're not left enough. You're a Nazi.
It's like, that is anti-Semitism. You're not seeing me as a person.
Do you see how easy you fell into, like, anti-Semitic tropes? Like, it's just so easy when you run in these communities because it's like, for them, that's just, they really are fucking racist.
Yeah, they are.
Like, they really are. Like, these snarkers are really genuinely just racist, right? And
these are the type of people who are like, these black people cannot speak for themselves. I need to do it for them. That's the people who run in these h3h3 snark communities, and it's terrible. It's absolutely terrible. You should never say that about any minority. Because they can speak for themselves. They are smart people. They are independent, and they have their own way of doing things. Just because you don't see their way of doing things doesn't mean they can't do it.
I mean, you've seen it with the content crash out guy. Like, you see these people like, oh, you do great research. You have all these videos on him. You've done all this. But like the subtext as a Jewish person looking at that, even just scrolling through the page, it's like this person does not like Jewish people. You know that, and so it's. I find it troubling how easy it is to fall into that these days. And someone like you who has good intentions, would never want to, participate in such a thing, can fall victim to these fucking insane narratives that you find on places like Snark.
Again, like I don't want to. I don't want.
Is she gonna go back to crying?
To talk about anyone else's page or condemn them just because I don't feel comfortable with that, you know?
Because they're all my fans. That's why I don't want to do that. Because I don't want to condemn Snark because that's a lot of those guys watch me and I've had conversations with them and they're already so mad at me. I don't want them being more mad at me. God, have some freaking grow a backbone, Madison. You were wrong. You were wrong, and you did nothing about it.
I can. Again, and I'm learning about anti-Semitism still, you know, but I can see where I went wrong in my video. And
I'm just a pretty innocent little flower, and I didn't know what was going on in the big bad world because I'm just a little innocent blonde girl. I did not mean no harm. I just made YouTube video, but YouTube video full of lies. So don't blame me because I'm just pretty girl. That's me.
In my original video,
I'm sure you're not alone,
I spoke
Timey.
about, you know, at least, again, I don't want to misquote myself, you know, or anything like that, but, you know, I don't deny that there's an increase in anti-Semitism happening, just like there's an increase in Islamophobia happening.
Yeah, she can't say the one without any other. She cannot do it.
Why do you have to mention Islamophobia when you're?
Yeah, exactly. Thank you, Ethan. Thank you, dude. Same wavelength. I'm gonna be the next h3h3. Let's go. Except I'm gonna be a lot nicer. Let's go.
You bring up anti-Semitism. Why?
Yeah, I mean, if you want me to be like honest on what I see personally happening, but again, this is from my perspective, my algorithm. I do think, you know, there's a huge danger happening. This is, you know, talking about. Sorry, I keep moving the mic. I'm talking about, you know.
I keep moving the mic. If I move the mic one more time, I'm gonna cry again. I don't want you to make me cry again. Do you want to make me cry again, Ethan? Ethan's like, no. He's like, I don't wanna.
this kind of fear of echo chambers and how they're getting worse and worse and these personalized algorithms. I have been getting more and more afraid of my own content sort of, that I'm in an echo chamber and
that
my own content
is an echo chamber?
Absolutely, yeah. Just like anything. Just
That's the first time that she said anything about the snark being an echo chamber. The first time.
To be honest, just like your subreddit as well. I think that
it is.
All of those are tailored.
It is an echo chamber. I wouldn't think it's as much as ours. It's not. But the thing is, I'm not like a. I love researching in my, my profile description. And like, if somebody was trying to make a video, and only source it from our subreddit, I would say you need more sources on that.
I would love to do like a compilation of, how much I source from this versus that and, all of that because, and maybe that would cause me to reflect on myself, because again, sometimes I'll just go into this rabbit hole and unintentionally that's what will come out. But sorry, my intention was to find online commentary, like I've said again. I've sort of forgot my train of thought. But so my worry is that I'm in an echo chamber as well. So I've been kind of thinking of covering essentially this like series called Internet Archive, where I go into situations that have happened in the past online.
Why does this pertain to anything you're talking about right now? Why, like, all you're doing is you're talking content with him now. That is not what anybody's here for. They're here because you lied about him.
Or influencers, kind of. Not influencers of the past, but you get what I mean, where it's not as highly debatable. It's not sort of in the now where you're shoved in.
She looks like the type of person to cook food in her TV and watch her microwave.
To, in a certain algorithm or a certain echo chamber, it's sort of like the situations are less debated, essentially, of what's taken place. I feel like that might at least help
me. What's up, Hi Spy?
Or just people in general.
Thanks for stopping by.
Like, get out of that a little bit. So that's what I'm hoping to cover sort of moving forward as well. Again, just reflecting on everything. I have been thinking about that for, the past few months in general. But I was thinking, I forgot how that sort of relates into all of this. Sorry, just a random thought.
I was asking how, why is it that when you talk about anti-Semitism, you feel the need to also mention Islamophobia?
Oh, yes, thank you. He's not letting her get out. She thought she was going to get out of that, and then he was like, no, I did not forget. And in fact, I ignored everything you said right there, and I'm just going to wait for your answer here.
Yeah. So I was going to talk, again, my personal viewpoint and what I've seen, to be honest, I kind of feel like Islamophobia in America particularly,
I thought she was going to go another
really
rant.
Bad, especially since, 9/11 and everything. Obviously, that's...
Gee, I can't imagine why.
Fucked up what happened. That was terrorism. I don't want to, like, say, excuse that
already better than Hassan.
I think that, a lot of Americans have been really fucked up in terms of, being really racist towards Muslim individuals.
I think historically that's true, but
yeah.
For example, if you go to FBI crime stats for this year, Jews, who make up like 2% of the population, account for like almost 30% of all hate crimes. Like per capita, by far, Jews are the biggest victims of hate crimes by far, by far. And again, I don't say that to demean the racism against one other person, but the fact that you can't even mention anti-Semitism without invoking Islamophobia just it feels to me when people do that it's like, yeah, it's bad. But also Jews somehow, for some reason, are I also have to mention that people hate Jews, but also, the Jews also kind of,
He's so right, dude. He's so right. I'm glad he brought this up.
I'm saying that Islamophobia is also a big deal. So let's just be
almost like you're gonna get stoned or something for saying that is the hatred towards Jews is not fair, right? It's you can't say that without being like, but the Palestinians, that you know what I mean.
Let's just be
It's hard.
balanced.
It's like everything is personal perspective, right?
No worries, Hi Spy. Focus on driving, and we're just glad that you're listening.
I mean, even literally right before this stream, I was seeing a ton of videos about Sudan and the what's it called, like satellite images of
the blood
on the streets, and so it's like, and I think that so many Americans have been completely tuned out to everything that's happening over there, just because we're very focused on what's happening over here, and so and again, like I said, because of my perspective, I'm always going to have a limited worldview, and I have to be extremely cognizant of that, and I think that. It's like I think that sometimes running into situations like this where you're introduced to a broader audience who's going to really tell you like it is, sometimes that's okay, because you really learn where your flaws are, and where you need to get better.
See, this is where I'm getting nuts, though, because I don't feel like she had no idea what she was doing. I think she knew exactly what she was doing. I just think that she didn't think she was going to get called out for it. That's where I'm having the biggest issue here, is that she knew what she was doing. She's been doing content longer than I have, and I'm not making them mistakes. So either she really is lacking intelligence and clear understanding of situations way further beyond any level that I predicted, or she's being disingenuous here and lying. Because there's no way she thought that what she was doing was 100% on point. And if she does, then every video that she's ever made up until this point is full of lies and misinformation. So, what is it, Savannah? Either you completely are unintelligent and that's not even a word, you lack intelligence, or you are just being disingenuous. It can't, that's it. That's your only two options here. Or you did it, or you knew what you were doing, and that would be disingenuous. Okay, still same thing.
Obviously the harsher situations that I discussed on this call, wish those didn't happen, but in that process, but also, the kinder criticism, the harsher criticism, but that's more valid, I think all of that was really essential in terms of learning and getting better as a content creator.
There's something else I want to show you that I felt.
Dude, she sounds like her publicist wrote this. I called her Savannah. Did I call her Savannah? Dude, I'm having flashbacks, man. I'm having flashbacks right now. I feel like I'm doing the same thing over again.
Was hurtful, and here it is. It's your continued insistence that I'm paranoid, that people are out to get me, which you say simultaneously while editing out a swastika hill.
I'm so glad that he put this back on, got her back on. I think that she thought the waterworks and stuff was going to be enough for her to get him to stop bringing up more stuff, but he's like, nope, we got more to go. Here we go. What's next on the list?
Brandished by iDubbbz, my former friend. So how is that paranoid, right? Like you say, paranoid implies.
Yeah. So
and once again, this is another trope that, you see anti-Semitism everywhere, but actually you're hallucinating, which is something that iDubbbz and Hassan have both lectured me on. Non-Jews, white dudes, white cis dudes lecturing marginalized voices on how they should feel about the racism and the shit that they're facing.
Absolutely.
Right? How can you say I'm being paranoid while also acknowledging the anti-Semitism that I face?
He's cooking.
It's very hurtful.
He's cooking hard.
Well, first off, I want to say that sounds like conversations or an argument that is with other individuals. That's not a conversation or argument that I was intending to make. Sorry, I'm getting
about which one?
The sort of the conversations or arguments that you've had with Hassan or iDubbbz or Ian.
Well, you edited out the swastika. Why did you do that?
Yeah, can I say why I did that? So obviously I speak about censorship on YouTube and all of that, but why
I was worried my video wasn't gonna make no money. Because the whole reason I made this thing in the first place was so that I could screw your life up and I could get paid for it. Hell yeah, I'm going to edit out that swastika. That might mess with my money.
Edit out the swastika is because I don't agree with it. I talk about how I think
then how can you accuse
Ian
me of being
takes this video
paranoid?
too far. Did I do that in the same breath?
Many times. Here it is.
Because of his ties to Israel, but his decreasing capacity to view the other side.
That was not in the
closing in on him. His paranoia.
Let him play the video. Madison, you will not let him play it. Do you notice that she's doing that? Every time he plays a video that he's going to be able to prove or use against her, she starts going, yeah, but wait. Like, trying to stop the train of thought. Thank God she didn't do this to me. I'm too ADHD. She probably would have tricked me several times.
And all of a sudden, if you weren't with him, you were against him.
Listen, if you disagree with me, you're just not looking.
You're not showing what I'm talking about. It's not even, there's like... I'm not just talking about myself. I'm sure I'm talking about something specific.
Not in this place as I am. This is what I see happening. People,
this was right after October 7.
Okay, that I can concede with you in the fact that you're talking about anti-Semitism, and I'm sort of
calling me paranoid.
Again, someone who's
this was right after October 7. That's
say blatant disingenuous right there. Blatantly disingenuous.
Talking right after October 7.
Yeah. That being said, I do
that's
think
following the paranoia.
Dude. Gila is not buying any of this shit. Gila is not letting her get away with nothing. And I'm sure she's almost getting frustrated with Ethan for letting her get away with so much and doing the waterworks. Gila has been stone-faced this whole time, being like, nope, I don't know why the hell you did this in the first place. I really can't wrap my head around it. But Ethan's like, I can understand you're trying to do better. And Gila's like, nah, F that chick. I don't care. I don't care.
And, I'll...
Do you know what happened on October 7th?
We were living it still because my family lives there.
Do you think Hamas was? Do you think Hamas are terrorists?
Yeah, I say that in the video.
Okay, that's good. I mean, that's an important concession. I appreciate that.
But as far as what was I going to say? And you know, and that's also my perspective.
She does have to have the last
It feels weird saying my perspective of you as I'm talking to you. You know, but you know, listening to your account of things, you met your wife in Israel. You had your birthright trip when you were speaking about being at sort of having a lot of difficulties in college. I can see the emotional ties that you have.
Well, yeah, I mean, Ethan is a man at the end of the day. I'm sure the fact that she's like this cute blonde girl is weighing on him, and he feels like he's bullying like this little girl. But Gila's like, nah, nope, no, I'll set you straight, buddy. Don't fall for her tears. Don't fall for her little, I'm so sorry.
And after
and having
family
my wife
members,
is Israeli. It's really that.
They are doing good cop, bad
and having
cop.
family members there and everything.
Yeah.
And so
And
so after October 7th, that sort of toll that can take
Good
more
catch,
than people have
Jay.
been removed
That's exactly
from
what's
their situation.
happening.
You know what
Good cop,
happened?
bad
It
cop.
was the middle of the night, and I heard Hila on her phone. She was listening to Israeli news stations.
Ethan's there to be like the trusted cop that she can confide in and let down her hair, while Gila's there to be like, but you were there, weren't you?
Families were calling into the news stations live from their shelters, begging for help as they were being burned alive in their houses with their children, and nobody could help them. They were actually in their safe rooms, being murdered in front of their children, being burned alive. You know what I mean? Being fucking slaughtered in front of their children, losing limbs. This was happening live.
There were things being live streamed. Like
they were calling into news.
Being murdered, live streamed.
Oh yeah, did you know that Hamas members would slaughter? They would slaughter people and then post it on their they take their phone and post it on their Facebook page, their dead body. But all this was happening live, and nobody was there to help them, right? So we were just listening. It was like a whole day. We were just listening to people calling into the news, begging for help shortly before being executed.
Girls at the Nova were calling while they're hiding in a bush, whispering, and then nobody came because everybody's been slaughtered. Everybody's been.
Yeah, she does kind of shares the same. All men are misogynists. Yeah. Well, that didn't stop her from buying that big rack, though, did it? She went out and bought them big boobs, but don't look at them. I didn't buy them for you. I bought them for me. It's like, well, then why are you wearing these seductive dresses? A lot of the videos she's in, she looks like she's like a woman of the night, like a Hyatt, She's doing that because she knows the men will watch it. Like that, you can't dress like in next to nothing, your cleavage out and all that stuff. And then turn around and say, how dare you look at me like that? Like, I don't know. I mean, it's just weird to me. Like, most girls online who do that know exactly what they're doing.
Been killed. The reason why this...
Which is funny, because when Savannah got married, she's married to a man who was attracted to her. But because she married him, he's the only one allowed. Everybody else is a misogynist. Everybody else is a creep. Like, but had she not met that guy, she would have just, the next guy that came along that was attracted, that was nice, she'd get with him. All right, Summer.
It's become we became the villain. All we're asking is for people to understand that the Israeli civilians are also innocent. Just care about the Israelis. Just say that rapes happened. Like, it's okay to acknowledge that there are victims in Israel too. That is.
Not most, all of them do. You're right, High Spy. And yeah, sweet, I dress for me most of the times, but sometimes I show me off. Exactly. She's like, she knows, Madison's not stupid. She knows she's hot, right? She knows she's pretty, and she uses that for content. But then where my exception is that she'll turn around and be like, how dare you? It's like, well, then don't, it's one thing if a guy's like overly aggressive and like won't take no for an answer. But it's another thing to just be like, to dress like almost half naked and then turn around and say, don't look at me, you creep. I don't know. It just comes off really strange, What's October 7th? That was when Hamas flew into Israel and started slaughtering Israelis, innocent Israeli families and stuff. That's what they're talking about.
This is all we're asking for. I'm not a representative of Bibi. I'm not Israel government. Like, it's just insane.
It feels bad, right?
She won't even talk to Hila. She won't even talk to Hila.
I think that the hardest thing is, as I've spoken about in the video, my brother passed on October 3rd. So when all of this was happening, it was like
That's horrible. I'm sorry.
You know, to be honest,
horrible.
I was completely. It's
I feel
fine.
like most people
you
do,
know,
sweet.
But you know, it was a sort of weird thing where he drowned in Hawaii.
Oh, that's so sad. I'm so sorry.
Sorry.
That's awful.
That's awful.
It's fine. But you know, it's like.
Oh my God, what did she just say right there? I just missed something.
When all of this was happening, you know, it was like I was.
That's horrible. I'm sorry.
You know, to be honest, I was completely.
Oh my God, I missed it again.
I mean, of course,
A representative of Bibi. I'm not Israel government. Like, it's just insane.
It feels bad, right?
I feel like she's about. I feel like whatever. I missed what she said, but I feel like what she said was something to get she's playing a sympathy card here, so I just want to hear what it is.
Feels bad.
I mean, of course, you know, I think that the hardest thing is, I mean, you know, as I've spoken about in the video, my brother passed on October 3rd. So when all of this was happening, you know, it was like I was.
That's horrible. I'm sorry.
You know, to be honest, I was completely. It's fine. You know, but you know, it was a sort of weird thing.
All right. First off, Medicine, I'm very sorry that your brother passed away. That does suck. It's very, very sad. No doubt in that. It's absolute tragedy. However, if you're going to make a video a year later, you cannot claim that your brother's death stopped you from looking up in that whole year what happened over there. Like, am I wrong for that? Like, I don't, like, you are speaking, your audience is large enough to where when you say things, they listen. Don't you think that you are accountable for whatever comes out of your mouth? You are accountable for that, regardless of what happened in your personal life. I don't know if she's using this is she really using her brother's death to, like, get her out of this situation right now? Because we've already seen her use, you know, getting unwantedly hit on by guys as an excuse. Now she's going as far as to use her brother's death to excuse why she doesn't know anything about October 7th. Because it wasn't just those first couple weeks after October 7th that people talked about this. This has been big news for a very, very long time. And while, again, I'm incredibly sorry that she lost her brother, I think that's absolutely horrible. I wouldn't wish that on anyone. That does not excuse bad reporting. And and I feel like she's using this as an out, which makes me really kind of, just gives me the ick, man. It gives me the ick. Because I do feel like that she's using the sympathy card. She's pulling her brother's death as a sympathy card for her. It's like, well, you know, I lost my great aunt the week that I would have found out the correct information about the video I made that was 3 hours long that was destroying your life.
Where he drowned in Hawaii.
Oh, that's so sad. I'm so sorry.
Sorry.
And here comes the crying.
That's awful.
That's awful.
It's fine. But you know, it's like
it's fine.
20 years old.
Wow.
I'm sorry. But it's just like. So, anyways, not to distract from all that conversation, but just to say, like,
I can understand you were distracted, yeah.
So, you know, then all of a sudden, you know, to be honest, like, you can see in my content, I lost like 30 pounds from like grief and everything. And,
what does this have to do with you getting the correct information? I get it's sad. You know, her brother passing away is very sad, but I don't understand how this is getting her out of just really bad reporting. Is your brother's death directly responsible for you just getting all of that video wrong? Is that what I'm getting from this? Like, if we're really going to step back and look at this thing from a big picture perspective, I feel like this is just a play for sympathy. I feel like that this isn't... Good God. I hear the same thing when a guy's being an ass. Well, I just miss my granny so much. It's her 12th year anniversary. Like, oh, like when a guy's like trying to hook up with you and you're like, stop, you creep. It's like, well, I'm sorry. I just really miss my dad. And he left when I was 5 and went out to get cigarettes. He never came home. It's like, what does that have to do with you trying to get in my pants right now? Like, I don't understand this.
Sorry. And it was just weird. It was like this tunnel of grief and everything, but I still kind of kept going with like just the bare thing, like basics of like function in terms of like, you know, what I needed to.
Again, I don't know. Am I losing my mind here, or is she really using her brother's death as an excuse for why her video on Ethan Klein was wrong? That's what I'm getting from here. That is exactly what I'm getting from this.
Do to, you know, be there for my kids.
Hang on, we gotta give her the. Let's just be right about this. Where is? Hang on.
Kid, for my family, just all of that, and yeah, and so kind of coming back and seeing everything that had happened, you know, in Palestine, Israel, just everything that was taking place. Obviously, you know, I heard about October 7th, but the picture that I see is different. You know, it's changed, and obviously, Free Palestine is a huge movement at that point, and I can empathize as to why. By that point, I see Palestinians getting slaughtered, and I see streets getting leveled, and you know, and so you know, it's that's sort of the perspective that I had coming into it. And, you know, and then you see these videos that are just horrific, you know, of a toddler just the same age as my kid, you know, and being dead on the street. And so, you know, it's like, again, this is a thing that war is just the most fucked up thing. And I wasn't raised in a religion where I can, you know, where I understand that sort of historical context, you know, behind it. And I also don't have you know, a tie to any sort of, you know, any situation. And so I'm trying to navigate it, but you know, that's my perspective behind all of it.
And I think the problem.
Oh my god. Damn. Oh my god, when you put the music behind it, it's almost like it exposes what she's actually doing, dude. Now it's all of a sudden about her. Yeah, dude, it's so crazy. She went from her brother's death. She connected her brother's death in Hawaii to Palestine somehow. And in that, like, if we really went back, right, and we tried to break down everything she said, I guarantee none of it connects and none of it makes sense. Deal with that trauma by smashing the thumbs up button. Hell yeah, Blue Jay. Thank you, High Spy. Appreciate you. But this is insane, dude. This is pure chaos. This is pure chaos right here. This is insanity. This is lunacy. I declare bankruptcy.
Or the frustration is that we agree, right? That the images coming out of there are unbearable. Just so tragic. Yeah. It's such a you can't even fathom the scale of loss.
Yeah, I feel like that Paul's
that's taking place in there, right?
The Paul's picked
and this is not like Hamas. These are just like fucking regular people, and it tears me up too. I feel the same pain. I do.
I saw that clip of you, you know, crying over, you know, I think it was a father and his son, and you know, being a father as well. And I empathize.
Okay, why didn't you put that in your video then? Why didn't you put that in your video, Madison? I hope he says that. Well, then why didn't you put that in there? If you saw that clip, then why didn't you put that in there? Dude, she's cuffing his balls while she's, you know.
With you there, you know.
I can't watch it because it's so devastating. It's so devastating to see that stuff. And I guess it just,
her logic sounds like Common Core math.
And everybody's calling me a Zionist, right? And everybody's saying, you support genocide, you want to kill babies. I mean, it's just not true. And it's just such an awful thing to say about somebody, you know. And how am I not supposed to feel like prejudiced against when that's the conclusion? When I've been saying the opposite since before October 7th, right?
Yeah, he's been pretty you know, on the level about the same issue for a very long time. That's why he did Leftovers. That's why he started Leftovers with Hassan Piker. You know, he felt like he was for a lot of the same things Hassan was for until he realized Hassan was batshit crazy and disingenuous. This is why I say, like, I feel like Ethan is like the only hope for the left anymore because he's logical, he keeps it real, and he's not afraid to say things that'll piss off his side. I think he's only hope. Only hope.
But
so I guess, yeah,
there's no
I mean,
justification.
perspective-wise.
what's your, I mean, genuinely, you know, we're having this conversation and everything. What's your outlook on everything that's happening? How do you see things going? Again, I don't know shit, but you know, you've been covering it more than me. I'd like to hear kind of.
Dude, she's trying to take over the. Don't fall for this, Ethan. Don't fall for this. Put her back on the ropes, dude.
It's a fucking insane quagmire. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah.
The best outcome I see is like Hamas leaving, right? And then a joint effort from Arab countries, America, Europe, who are willing to invest a shitload of money in rebuilding the infrastructure.
Dude, okay, come on. I can't believe he fell for that. I cannot believe he fell for that. Okay. I'm trying to get to... I'm skipping this part because this is stupid. I don't care about how he thinks he's going to fix Palestine.
Not something that I've had to face in the scope of my
and just to
career,
kind of try to make it tangible for you, you co-signed a TikTok account that compared Hila's start.
There we go. Now we get back to the good stuff.
David tattoo to a pentagram.
No, and that, you know, again, something, you know, I'll look into moving forward is the full scope.
That video is still up, though, by the way. Her video that she posted about Ethan Klein is still up. If she really meant any of this shit, she would have taken it down. If she meant anything she said, she would take it down. But she's leaving it up because she doesn't care. All she cares about is not looking evil to Ethan's audience. That's it. But I have a feeling that Ethan's audience is like, I'm so curious at the comments here. Oh, look, first one's from me. But I already said that like a million times. Ethan asked a question about the content that she literally posted on her channel. Cruel World, Happy Mind. So we moved to LA. My father gets a job in the Palm restaurant. My uncle Junior works there, who was a Jehovah's Witness. Believe it or not, we went to Catholic to be Jehovah. So basically, my grandmother's won it. Like, dude, that is so right. She used way too many personal anecdotes to get away from difficult questions. It's clear to me that a lot of these deep dive accounts don't really care about what they're talking about. It's narrative for runtime. Yep. Dude, I'm so glad that nobody's fallen for this crap. I would have been really concerned. To be fair, she was apologetic many times, but bumping into her mic about her lighting, something other people have said, getting emotional and crying, etc. However, not once about how she lied, spread misinformation, and hurt Ethan and Gila in her video. This person's right, too. She was apologetic about interrupting the interview and how her lighting looked, but she was not apologetic about the lies that she spread. She's the girl in your seminar class who hasn't read the book, knows nothing, but won't shut up. Dude, so right. With peace and love, it was disappointing to see her deflect with vague, evasive, non-committal language to avoid taking clear accountability or given a direct answer at any point. She was constantly trying to appear cooperative and understanding without actually admitting to spreading false information and dangerous insinuations. I commend Ethan and Gila for handling it so well, to be honest, and being so charitable and friendly to her despite that. Ethan, why did you make fun of my tattoo? Her. Being a military wife is hard. Dude, that sums it up right there. This one sums it up. Why did you make fun of my tattoo? Her. Well, being a military wife is really tough. She was called a Yahtzee for a couple days and started crying. Now imagine what Ethan and his wife have to deal with. This is so hard to watch. This will be the last one and we'll get back to it. This is so hard to watch. 1, her fake empathy and tone. 2, evading every question because it shows the truth makes her look terrible. 3, never apologizing. 4, never taking responsibility instead of opting for fake ignorance and blame others like her team and her editors. Trying not to piss off the Snark and Hassan's community at the cost of the truth. Pretending to be a neutral, unbiased third party who is making sense of a situation while only regurgitating and defending Snark. 7, pretending as if her hand-picked Snark post is just the general consensus online and not some crazed hallucination from a dedicated hate community. 8, expecting us to give her Snark and Hassan's community the benefit of the doubt in all situations while she does not afford the same to Ethan. Dude, this is so true, man. I don't know what I'm fully talking about here. End it there, girl. End it there. I don't know shit. This video was basically 3.5 hours of her trying not to piss off the snark community, but also scrambling to not be the bad guy in this whole thing. Painful watch. Gila asking her why she thought her outfit photo was funny was amazing. She did not back down. Is it because I'm ugly? I love this version of Gila addressing these haters head on. I mean, they're all right. All those comments are 100% right, dude. This is painful to watch.
Hope of you know, someone's account. That being said, like I said,
Did you know you sourced content crash out 9 different times?
That's times.
That's like a significant amount of times. 9
I mean,
times.
how many sources in total? How many clips in total do I have on the channel? You know,
I'm sure it's a lot, but my point is
video.
that 9 times is a significant amount of times
some of
to
the
source.
also like my question.
Oh yeah, no, it's hard to watch for Madison, but it's great to watch for me. It's great content to watch for me. But yeah, no, for her, this has got to be torture. But if you find yourself in this situation, you put yourself there. Madison has no one to blame for this situation other than herself. Other than herself. Her fine-looking ass needs to get a reality check.
Question would be for that, is that like the same? Because for example, in the intro, I can sometimes like, oh, here's what's to come, you know, so I might clip something and then that'll be the same clip that's used later on. Is that, you know,
I'm not sure how it was counted.
You know?
What's that movie quote from I think it was from the original Suicide Squad. It was like, right there is a whole lot of pretty and a whole lot of crazy. That's what I keep thinking when I look at her.
So honestly, we've been talking for a long time, and I'm very grateful for your time. There's one more thing I want to watch, and then we can kind of just.
Yes.
That being said, I do want to say too.
We almost got through the whole
were going to mention the content cop, where I do mention. I kind of say. You know, to be fair, I definitely think IDubbbz's approach, claiming to be a concerned friend who recently learned the concept of empathy.
Yeah, I can fix her. For sure.
While dancing around in a goofy way, well, it definitely sends mixed messaging. You know, like I kind
of. That's like.
Yeah.
That's an attempt at being biased. I think that's an extraordinarily understatement. I mean, from my perspective.
Yeah, but you know, you know, we were talking about.
But yeah, you're making an attempt.
Okay, she made one time in a 3-hour video where she gave Ethan a bit of credit, and she was hanging on to that for dear life to prove that she was unbiased. Yet the rest of the 3.5 hours of video is her crushing him. But that one time I did.
No, I appreciate you said that.
You know,
that was good that you said that. I appreciate that.
I want to interject and say that, yeah, because you know, again, I
appreciate that.
This idea that I never reached out and tried to see your side or your perspective. There's certainly times that I did that. You know?
Okay.
No, okay, one time that you can point to as an example, and the rest are not.
Fair. I appreciate you pointing that out, and I agree in that case that was good. So let's just here. I just want to watch this one more thing.
Ethan streamed an episode stating a child welfare visit was called in from people who worked at his house. He then blamed anonymous users for the call with manipulated evidence.
Oh, you dirty, dirty bitch. What the... You... Oh, this is gonna be good, dude. This is gonna be good, because we all know where those welfare check came. They did not come from inside the house, despite what the movie will tell you.
Evidence. So let's talk about...
Manipulated evidence. What is that?
Oh, CPS.
You didn't show anything.
Yeah, let me go to the actual.
I know what you're
source.
talking about. But you pull it up. Pull up the source, and then we can respond to that.
Yeah.
You're referring to that clip of Denims talking about empanada.
Okay. What chapter is that? Sorry. Let me.
Oh.
Well, she get this from Willie Mack show?
I actually, I'm just referencing. I'm guessing, right, from my mind. We can wait and pull it up though.
Okay. Sorry, just because it's like 48 pages. Let me.
48 pages. She got behind her
okay, so this is
team
page 43, I want to say. So I am.
Could someone pass that link?
So I think this is where I'm referencing in general the.
It really is. I honestly, I don't know. I'm having a hard time trying to figure out if this is worse than Savannah's video on Pierogi. They're both really bad. I am just trying to figure out which one is worse, because both of them are just blatantly lying at the expense of someone else's life for their own personal growth. But this is just, I mean, They're both pretty damn bad. I'm having a hard time figuring out which one's worse. I would still say Savannah's probably worse because she tried to paint him as a predator, as where Madison's just trying to paint Ethan as a disingenuous person, which is not, I guess, as bad. So I guess Savannah still wins.
Your post from that, that snark, and then it goes into the alleged CPS involvement, which is their like number 2 on their,
Well, hold on. You said I
list.
used doctored evidence to blame them.
Mm-hmm. So that was on their list.
That's from Willie Mack show.
You didn't even bother to reference that, or like
she did get run off by Xylee.
I should make that really clear. So then I go into right after that. I have a post from the Tribune.
Dude, I almost wish that Xylee would cover this because oh my god, she would lose her whole damn mind.
That goes into the CPS and the skulls and everything. So,
but do you see how you're setting the audience expectations when you
go users for the call with manipulated evidence?
Manipulated evidence. I mean, the expectation you're setting for the audience already.
Most people don't know that Madison and Savannah have the connection that I do, though, because I think I'm the only person who still talks about that situation with Pierogi and what's going on with h3h3. I don't think many people know that connection between these two, and I think if they did know, they would be pretty shocked. I almost want to make a video pointing out the connection between the two and then pointing out the two situations and how they're so similar and how this seems to be a trend between these types of content creators. I think that would be a pretty good video and do pretty damn well if I had to guess.
Is that I'm somehow acting in bad faith in this whole thing, right?
I could see how I could structure it differently. Essentially, what I was doing with that is, if you kind of zoom out.
Dude, that's all she does. She never takes accountability. She says, well, that's not, what I was trying to do with it was this. Well, that's not what you did with it. Yeah, but that's what I was trying to do with it, Ethan. And that should count for something. Nope. I'm going to be honest that I don't really understand at all what you were trying to do here.
A little bit further. I'm reading from this Reddit master post about their, concerns.
Do you think the audience cares?
Oh, hi, Spy. That's how I found your channel when you covered Peace Haters. Oh, so yeah. So then. You're right there. You see the connection then. Well, I'm happy that you're here, Hi, Spy.
They make that distinction?
4 different posts. Again, like I said, I could structure it differently. And so this is, number 2 on their, concern list. So this is, kind of quoted directly from them. Again, on screen, how it could be potentially edited differently is, again, just showing the post itself, and, highlighted, showing that this is, a quote from them, not a quote from me.
Have to, I feel like.
Again, moving forward, scaling down to ensure that...
I don't talk to Pierogi anymore, so it's not like he could tell me I can't do it, so I might do this because it's just so similar in the approaches that they both took.
What
and I think I'm the only
screen
person who
aligns
sees
with
that right now.
My intentions. Yeah, but
you did,
but
by
then
the way,
afterwards,
just because we're counting, you sourced snark 66 times in the video.
66 times.
Yeah, if you look at the amount of
66 times she sourced the hate Reddit for h3h3 as her resources, dude. No, P's a good guy. Yeah, I don't got a problem with P. But for a while, I was avoiding going after Savannah because, I didn't want to get shit started for him again. But it's been well over a year and a half that I've spoken to him. So I say I'm going to do it.
Again, how many times is that, just an opinion, that I'm sharing? How many times is that a clip?
Right. My guess is that it's mostly editorialized.
Dig up that old story. Let's bring it back, guys.
Mm-hmm.
Let's bring it back.
And compared to how many times there's YouTube videos from your actual videos themselves, I would love to know that information in terms of
he's doing well.
I would love to, even just for my own criticisms, like, okay, let me actually see those numbers. Because I do think, again, going down these rabbit holes, I can go into online forums and really look through them and be like, okay, let me include that. That's relevant here. Let me include that. And, that's not, again, like I said, moving forward, I won't be doing that method. I'll be okay. Let me go through the originals.
Okay, then take the video down, Madison. Take the video down. Dude, I'm making a video. That's it. I've decided right here and now. Ol EG's coming back for this one, guys. Ol EG's coming back. We're going to have to we'll hold off the monster truck stuff for a little bit because I need to get my drama hat back on and I need to get in here and handle this situation because there's no way that I could pass up an opportunity like this.
sources, and then if I want to go into online forums and provide certain opinion pieces, it's after the research is done and my sort of conclusion on the situation is done. Or if I happen to find a clip from an online forum, let me ensure that I can find the original clip so I can see it in its full context, just in case, you know.
Okay, so regardless, you say based on this thread from Snark that I've faked evidence, even though you don't know what it is that I faked.
So right after that, so again, that's the you know, Snark quote, but right after that, I go into a article by the Tribune.
Yeah, I'll play that.
At his house.
In the video?
Yeah, and,
yeah,
and
you
can see,
then
you
blamed
can see in
anonymous
the, you know,
users for the
research
call
itself
with
as well.
manipulated evidence. So let's talk about CPS being called on Ethan Klein, as stated in this mega thread. In March of 2025, Child Protective Services visited the Klein's home, and Ethan Klein claimed he received skulls in the mail, human skulls.
So they sent us these skulls that are expensive and no one paid for them. And then we're like, well, I'm keeping them because I want them for evidence in case I ever need to talk about this.
Yeah.
And then they start calling us after a month, like begging us to return the skulls.
We found at first we were just kind of like, are these people serious? And also we weren't sure if the FBI was going to like ask for it for evidence or whatever.
The situation began in early March when CPS arrived after an anonymous tip claimed his child was crawling around and eating dog feces. Ethan Klein claimed that this claim has come from streamers who had spread the rumor that Ethan Klein's children had contracted Giardia. Then around that time, the family received 2 unidentified human skulls, allegedly by mail, which prompted an FBI investigation. And of course, probably does not help with Ethan Klein's paranoia that people are out to get him.
The paranoia thing is like...
I know.
Yeah, you're right, sweet. I will give her credit. Madison faced his head on. Savannah would never come and face me about this. She would never, like, gone toe-to-toe with me, because I would have crushed her.
I got a human skulls in the mail. I mean, can you really...
Again,
CPS come to my house. I got human skulls. I mean, at what point do we stop calling me paranoid?
And also, again, to be honest, you know, with you know the people finding my aunt's photo, which by the way, also girl with a microphone apparently.
Did she really just connect it back to people with her aunt posting a picture of her kid online as the same as CPS getting called on Ethan? Is that really what just happened? Did she really just compare her aunt posting a picture of her kid online to Ethan getting skulls in the mail and having CPS called on him? Those are not the same, Madison. If you think they're even remotely close, then you do not live in the same reality as the rest of us. Good God, girl. Go outside and touch grass because you clearly stay inside way too long. Way too long. Skip a gym trip and then go and just talk to people in the real world and hear what they have to say because you are habitually online. There is no way in God's green earth that you can compare Ethan having CPS called on him to your aunt posting a picture of your kid on Facebook without your approval. Those are not even remotely close. Good God. My God. How many times am I going to say God?
Tweeted asking an AI, let me find the actual tweet, you know, so I don't, again, misquote it. Asking Grok if I was homeschooled, and then like they brought up random Madison Harnish and what high school they go to,
Grok
and then
knew
she
that?
asked, and then she asked Madison Harnish, aka Cruel World Happy Mind, was she homeschooled? And then they say, got it. You mean the YouTuber Madison Harnish of Cruel World Happy Mind? After checking bios, videos, and searches, I found no info indicating she was homeschooled. Her education background isn't publicly detailed. If that's wrong, point me to a source. Like trying to find my schooling information.
To be fair, I don't think that's what she was trying to do. I think she was just trying to find out if you were homeschooled.
Yeah, you know how it kind of looks, though. You know,
but like you would type something like that into. I know what you're saying, and I don't want to go anywhere close to doxing. I know she's thoughtful with her the way she conducts herself, though. So I'm pretty sure that wasn't her intention.
Yeah, it looks a little.
Why does it matter if you're homeschooled, Madison? Is it because you don't want people to know you're homeschooled because you do not live in the same reality as the rest of us? Could that be why?
Me the wrong way, to be honest.
I can understand why that.
That rubs me the wrong way. They wanted to find out if I was homeschooled or not. Well, something's got to explain the absolute terrible takes that you have right now. But I still could fix you, Madison. I'm just saying.
Rub you the wrong way. Yeah.
But yeah. So
I can teach you the ways.
Some of those things, my aunt's photos being dug through, stuff like that. People trying to find information about.
And I did not take the Lord's name in vain. Okay, I said God. I didn't say God. I just said God.
Husband, it's like you know I totally, I've been more paranoid in this past week than I've been in my entire life. So I understand.
Well, whose fault's that, Madison? Whose fault's that? Who's the one who had the idea to go and do a hit piece on one of the most popular creators online? It wasn't me. It was you. So you only have yourself to blame there.
That feeling, again,
By the way, the homeschool thing, maybe it sounds weird to you. There's kind of like a joke that we do on the show where we go, like the last 2 people I've beefed with, quote unquote, were all homeschooled. So it kind of turned into a joke, like, is this person homeschooled?
Like,
I think she was tapping into that.
To be completely transparent, I grew up doing like really, really intense ballet. I was like,
Okay, that explains a lot. So she was homeschooled. Oh my God, is she about to admit she was homeschooled?
Basically like dancing 6 hours a day. So I did online school.
She was homeschooled. Let's freaking go, boys. Yeah, let's go. God, you could tell. You could just tell with these girls. I tell you what, boys. You take one talking damn and they the homeschooled kind. You know what I'm saying? Doing 6 hours of ballet, she should have done 3 hours of ballet, 3 hours of homework. Cause damn, she don't know jack shit about nothing.
School. So, I don't know if that applies,
So she was spitting kind of.
Yes, she was homeschooled. Online classes is being homeschooled, Madison. No wonder you are like the way you are. Okay, it all makes sense now.
One of the first, programs in my area that like has online school.
Yeah, I think it's
is where I met my husband. So,
You met your husband on online school? Jesus Christ, dude. What the?
You met your husband at homeschool?
Well, so we.
Thank you. I was gonna say, was that like? Is anybody else picking that up? What is he? Your brother? Oh my God! Did their best man? Never mind. That's a mean joke. I can't do that.
Actually met in middle school, and I thought he was super interesting because he would like ride his bike every day, and it was in Orange County where like everyone has like their moms drive them to school in Escalades, and he would ride his bike every day, and I was kind of like, oh, that's kind of interesting. It turns out he would ride.
Oh my God, he rides a bike, dude. That's all it took. It's all it took to get Madison Harnish was ride your bike to school, guys. Meanwhile, EG said ladder instead of latter in a recent tweet. Did I? I thought I was saying it right. It's not the latter. It's the latter. The later. I don't freaking know. I don't care. I'll live with it.
It's like 9 miles every day to school and back, and then
9 miles.
We both ended up being the only 2 to graduate high school from our dual online school program.
Oh my God.
Very successful program. It seems like.
Look at you two, born natural partner.
And so
so they're both delusional. No wonder. So he's never gonna be able to fix her. She's doomed, guys.
Or just the only ones that knew how to like use Google.
Wait, didn't you say she got divorced, Phallic? Yeah, I thought it was latter, right? It is. It's latter now, right? I prefer the latter, like the next one, right?
Test online school, but no, I'm kidding. But I'm kidding. Don't take away my online degree. That's very important to me. But so.
Apparently, yeah.
Anyways, yeah, that's how we met, and we went to online school for very different reasons. I was a ballet dancer, and his is his own personal story.
You might get comfort in this, but the current debate happening in our community is which stain is more annoying, the one on your sofa or the one on my hat? And I'll tell you guys, to defend myself a little bit, the one on my hat is from.
All right, I think that's it. I don't think that we're gonna get anything else out of this. Where is the one where she talked? Did she already talk about his dog? Hassan's dog, where she wouldn't, admit that Hassan shocked his dog. I don't know. I don't care. But all right, well, I think that went a little longer than I expected it to. So this is an ongoing story. I definitely think I'm going to do a video out of this. It's really not ladder. But it's cute. Y'all think it so? See, everybody thinks it's ladder. It's not ladder. Latter. What is latter? What's a latter? Uphill both ways. Yeah. But anyway, I got some editing I got to do, guys, so I can't stay too late tonight. But thank you guys so much. Hi. I forgot her name all of a sudden. Hi, Spies. Hi, Spies. Yeah. I didn't even have to look it up. I just remembered it. Hi, Spies. Thank you for coming and hanging out with us today. Always fun to see new names in the chat. Anybody else who's new here, thank you guys. I appreciate you. We do this, at least the live stream, once a day, Monday through Friday. Typically, I haven't been able to make the last 2 Fridays, so I'm trying, okay? I'm trying. But I get so busy. I get so busy trying to edit all these videos and stuff, so I was going to say barefoot in the snow. But anyway, guys, I think I'm going to do a video connecting these 2 stories. Why not? I mean, who better to do it than me, right? I'm the only person who's got juice in both of these stories to talk about. So Madison's gonna hate me by the time I'm done here, though. I promise you that. And that's not what I wanted, Madison. I never wanted that for us. I didn't, you know. And I thought you said she was divorced, Phallic, but she refers to him her husband. So thanks for the laughs, everyone. Hope that you guys had a good time. Daniel's crew, if you're still watching, I hope that we somehow made your time at the hospital better. That is definitely a cum stain, too, by the way. TikTok, thank you for not kicking me off the internet tonight. That's pretty dope of you guys to do that. And thank you for the roses and the, what is this, like a grocery? A level up thing? Thank you. Thank you for the ice cream, too, Timey and Draco. You guys are great. So we're going to say goodbye to TikTok first. Bye, TikTok. All right, TikTok's down. And now I can say goodbye to the ones that matter, YouTube. So, my YouTube people, what can I say? You are my bread and butter. You are my favorite people in the whole world. YouTube is where my home is, and I hope that I don't ever get kicked out of here. 19 people watching currently right now. Thank you, guys. Please come back in the future, because I know half of y'all mofos leave. But we're going to talk about more h3h3 stuff for sure. We're going to talk about more Madison, Savannah connection. It's going to be fun. It's going to be a good time. But with that said, guys, I got to go edit. So, and I got to go take care of my kid because there's a lot going on that I can't really talk about on here that maybe one day I'll open up about. But right now I got to go make sure she's okay because she's going through a lot because of her mom. So that's all I'm going to say. That's all I'm going to say. I shouldn't even have said that. That's already too much. All right, I got to go. I'm going to get myself in trouble. Peace out, Girl Scouts. Love y'alls.